The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig!
Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this summer hangout. Feel Good Friday, June 28, 2024. This program starts right now.
Sports
are the greatest thing on earth, and we are so incredibly lucky to chit-chat about them every single day. And although our country, the United States of America, in the sports world is on quite a slide, in the United States of America, I watched something last night that put us all in quite a ride. It is a great time to chit-chat about sports and everything happening around the world. The NHL had their award show last night. None of us knew it was taking place, but obviously it was awesome. The second round of the NBA draft happened yesterday from a couple studios in Seaport, New York, which was certainly a fascinating watch, and a big-time pick was made by the Los Angeles Lakers with Bronny James getting picked at the 55th overall pick. There was some stories that were started yesterday on our particular program by Charania that Rich Paul would be calling NBA teams and saying, hey, don't you even think about drafting Bronny James. He's only going to one place. And then last night, Bob Myers reiterated that point during the ESPN coverage of the draft that he was actually telling teams that if you draft Bronny, he's going to Australia.
Whoa.
He's not going to Canada. He's not going to Europe. He's going to the furthest possible country away from wherever the hell your team is if you draft him. That's on you. It's a waste of a pick. And then all of a sudden he ends up with the Lakers. He gets emotional. Obviously, his dream has been to be drafted, but I think we all saw this happening.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're all massively surprised whenever the pick was announced, and the internet certainly responded as such. But really cool thing. Congrats to both of them.
Hell yeah.
It's always been a dream, allegedly, from LeBron James whenever he was talking to play alongside one of his kids. And obviously, Bronny, the oldest, would have been the one if it was ever to make it happen. The fact that he's still playing basketball at the level in which he is still playing basketball, and that child right there is now going to be on the same team as him, that is a cool thing to happen no matter how you feel about the draft pick. And I appreciate the amount of response and reaction to a second-round draft pick in the NBA draft, because I don't know if anybody gets picked in the second round of the NBA that is like heralded as a game changer. I mean, there's a chance Connor Campbell could have got drafted to the Los Angeles Lakers as a publicity stunt, and people would have been like, "That's a smart idea.
Good pick.
That's all a bad idea. It's actually a fun way to utilize the second round draft, because in the end, they're trading 2031 draft picks right now. The second round doesn't even matter." The fact that Bronny got drafted got some people very pissed off about the nepotism and the power that LeBron James has. Giannis's brother plays in the NBA right now. I don't even know if he knows what a bucket is. Now, he's a great guy, gives great effort. Like, this is something that happens in the real world, and if anybody in this particular NBA would deserve some sort of favor, I think it would be LeBron James, who's basically carried the league on his back since he's 17 years old in this entire thing, alongside others, obviously, but through it all. So people being like, if his name wasn't Bronny James and it was Jack Smith, you think this would happen? No. Yeah. It's fucking LeBron James's kid. We're going to assume that he has some sort of insight or intel or potentially fast track to becoming a much better player in the NBA. He's been training with his uncles who have been NBA players for his entire life. He's seen how somebody takes care of their body to be an NBA player for his entire life, the commitment, the dedication, all that. So obviously, if your dad is going to be considered one of the greatest players of all time and you play the same damn sport, I assume you're going to be given a little bit more favor over other kids. That sucks, but it's reality. Happens in every business. You ever see the people talking into microphones on TV or sports or anything else? What was their fodder? What was their father's fodder? What was their mother? What was their mother's fodder? It was probably in the same exact business, and they just so happened to meet everybody that is in the business that is decision makers, so they had a head start. Bronny had a head start. That's the reality. That's not his fault, but it's also the reality of everything, and if anybody has earned it, I would say it's LeBron James, especially in the NBA. So good luck to both of them. And Wendy said this morning, he said, you are not going to see any meaningful minutes.
No way.
Between LeBron and Bronny this year. So let's just go ahead. I think that would be any second-round draft pick potentially going to any NBA team. But what if Bronny gets in there, smacks the floor, he's a jungle cat on the defensive side of the ball, and then somehow we're talking about being wet because he's working with who? J.J. Redick. So we have no idea how it works out, but we do know the internet lost their mind. Bronny and LeBron are on the same team. That's a cool story for a father-son situation, and we can't wait to see what a second-round draft pick in the NBA does, because that's literally, I would assume, if the ratings for the second-round draft, which was once again happening, interestingly, in 2 studios in Seaport on ESPN at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything about
was sweet.
It was sweet.
It was sweet.
It was sweet. It was. They had a little journalist corner over there.
Of course.
Bobby Marks and Kevin did their thing. I mean, it was really good. Nobody talked. Everybody's in the same area. We can't do it. But I would assume the ratings right after the 55th pick were just like boom.
Toilet.
So the NBA is obviously pumped that this is the case. I know there's plenty of Instagram accounts and social media managers that are pumped that LeBron and Bronny will be in the same exact place once again, like whenever they're growing up, and they can post everything they did. But this is the NBA news, and we'll have Charania joining us in a matter of moments to break down more of it. Congrats, Bronny. Talks Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. 12-year NFL vet, corner, universal record signed rapper, ladies and gentlemen, Pac-Man Jones. Pac, you look super cool.
Yeah, you know, FC today.
Yeah, you rep the MLS team, FC Cincinnati, very hard.
Oh yeah, we're really good too. We're
this
really
year,
good. Yeah,
we're in the middle of MLS season. Right, we're in break right now because of international play. But
they keep playing.
The MLS still playing.
Yeah, they keep playing through all the tournaments.
Without Methie?
Well, that's probably why USA is losing to Panama. We're so distracted because the best league on earth in our country is still playing.
Could be
so
right.
the boys are watching, the Portland Timbers.
Exactly.
And the Columbus Crew.
Seattle Sounders.
And the New England Revolution.
And the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And they're not focused completely on beating Panama.
Right.
And then we get a red card like 10 minutes, 13 minutes, just 18 minutes into a 90-minute game. And... they're out to get us. You can't punch a guy in the head anymore. I don't know what the deal is.
I thought it was a physical sport now.
Yeah, Grella told us that these refs have actually been awesome. They kind of been letting it play. And Tim Way is like, actually, bang. Let me give you a right to the head. He gets a red card, 72 minutes plus. Got to play with 10 men against 11. Still almost won. And then they get a red card with 4 minutes left. And a lot of questions about the reffing situation last night. We just want to let you know we know what you're doing. We don't fucking like it.
That's right.
At all.
Okay? And USA needs one. We need that one. And then we're like, don't worry, the debate. The debate will be the thing that'll get the USA after getting our asses beat by Japan. Okay.
God.
In football, we lost 21 to Japan, and the American football tournament is still embarrassed. And I'm getting a lot of information that there's more to the story.
What?
Yeah. Would have never guessed.
You don't want to know.
Some cheating.
No, not cheating, just bamboozling potentially.
Really? The guy from Pittsburgh who's a GM?
No.
That's kind of
Whoa.
I don't know.
Anyways, Team USA football, I think there's a lot of people that actually know football that are willing to donate their services so that never happens again. But anyways, we lose to Japan by 21 in American football. Bad. We lose to Panama in soccer. Bad. But all America says, don't worry. We got the debate.
Everyone was pretty much on the same page on that one, though.
It was fun.
I just don't get it.
It was a great time. I enjoyed it.
I don't pay attention enough to the politics world. That's where all the smart people are.
Yes.
That's where all smart people
That's kind of where we dive in. That's like what people who don't watch football who watch the Super Bowl.
What the fuck was... I'm not doing it. America needs one. We need one. I think our soccer team's playing Uruguay.
Yeah.
We need to beat Uruguay.
On Monday.
Because the whole world's watching Japan beat us in football. They're watching Panama beat us in soccer. They're watching our debate to beat themselves.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we got...
We need one.
We need one.
Well, everyone watching knows now, like, hey, there's no way our president can beat their president in a golf game. So that's kind of a win.
Sports did make their way in there. Probably the best moment of the entire evening was when sports were brought up, which is why we need to do more sports in this entire thing. But, there's no way, okay? And also, there's no way. Okay, just for both, and we're all on the same page for that. Anyways, joining us now is a man who... at the end of the day, we're incredible. This might be a win for USA.
It could be. It definitely is.
Might be a win for the great state of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, country music superstar, friend of the program, has a sold-out show tonight here in Indy. He's in Kansas City tomorrow. He'll be on tour until the end of October.
Okay.
So you can catch him everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCollum.
Thank you, guys.
Parker, great to see you. Obviously, you're from outside of Houston. You're doing amazing things. You just did the show with George Strait down there at Texas A&M, and 110,950 people. Is that how many people were in that stadium?
110,905.
Oh, okay, so 45.
Kind of short.
Right. That's what I thought.
I appreciate you taking the over though.
No, I knew you guys couldn't get 110,950. 905 maybe in that entire thing. Biggest show of all time. You're there with George Strait, correct?
We were. It was the biggest ticketed concert in U.S. history.
Hell yeah.
Wow, let's go.
You nervous out there?
Yeah, no, I was saying that earlier. I didn't really like my dream as a kid was always to play shows like that with George. I thought about it when I was a small boy.
A little rancher.
A child.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, back in the day.
Little cowboy.
A little cowboy.
Just a little boy.
I didn't realize.
You're riding those miniature bucking bulls down there in Texas.
I did. I rode steers when I was a kid.
Steers?
But no, I didn't.
Steers.
I didn't know. Even when we were walking on stage, I was just like, all right, let's just go out and rip. I just wanted him to be happy that he chose us to be his opener, his direct support on that show.
And did he say he was proud?
He did.
Wow.
Yeah. If George is proud,
That's
Cool.
unbelievable.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
He's a G, man.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word. He is the man.
All right, we'll dive into that momentarily. Right now, we have a man who probably has all of the news about what took place yesterday and what's happening right now as it's all taking place. Ladies and gentlemen, senior NBA insider for the Stadium Network, which exists.
Of course.
Yep, big number.
Knew that.
Big number watching the draft.
Yeah.
He's also on FanDuel TV, and he broke the J.J. Redick news to the Los Angeles Lakers as the head coach on this show. And yesterday, he broke on this show, now I know it's not ESPN NBA employees, that Rich Paul is going to be calling teams and telling them not to draft Bronny. Ladies and gentlemen, our guy, Sean Charania.
Yeah, it's got me.
Oh, sunroof!
Yeah.
I know Rap Sheet has done this before, so I'm trying to bring the same flavor when it comes to doing car FaceTimes. Only one person I would do this for, and that's you.
Okay, well, please don't schedule a daily show live on the exact time that we are on if I stand on a desk for you to be able to come on the show like the last person who did what you are doing right now, although we love him, Ian Rappaport. But Shams, sweet car. I'm happy that you're driving around in the finer things because you've been on top of everything. Yesterday you told us, just like a lot of other things that have happened in the NBA before anybody else had mentioned them, that Rich Paul was going to be calling teams saying, hey, don't draft Bronny. You said that. It was like a matter of fact you just said that. Is this a normal thing that takes place in the NBA during the draft? And how many teams are going to draft Bronny? And does that kind of dispel the whole notion that they only drafted him because they want to keep LeBron James? Like other teams wanted Bronny James? Is that a part of the convo that everybody's missing?
Agents do similar things. It's been done in the past. Teams are told all the time, don't draft this guy. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to play here. That does happen frequently. I mean, there was a few years ago, Evan Mobley, he was someone that told the Cavs, don't draft me. They drafted him anyway. He wanted to position himself down. They drafted him, and that's been a fruitful relationship ever since. So sometimes it doesn't exactly happen the way that the player intends or the agent intends, but it works out anyway. I remember in the late, Kobe Bryant's draft year, 96, he said, I don't want to play for New Jersey. His agent told New Jersey that, John Calipari that, they don't draft him. Obviously, he ends up in Charlotte, then the Lakers, and the rest is history. Now, who knows if he ever would have stepped foot in, New Jersey if they ever did draft him. But I think John Calipari, that was probably a regret of his. But now, with Bronny James, Rich Paul started calling teams immediately once the second round started, saying, do not draft Bronny James. They already had a spot set, that spot obviously being the Lakers at 55. And I did say yesterday, teams in the second round, they expect and they forecast 55 Lakers as being the spot for Bronny James. Now it was just about, will a team actually have the gall to go and draft him? I was told at least a couple teams, including the Suns, who did bring him in for workout. They're the only other team besides the Lakers to work him out. They were a team that did consider it. But I think at the end of the day, Rich Paul, being respectful to LeBron James to an extent, and also understanding the amount of media attention that comes if you drafted a Bronny James without having the blessing or without having that relationship. And if you're the Suns, like, that opens Pandora's box. Like, then you start talking, just Kevin Durant get traded for LeBron. Like, what does this mean? Because LeBron wants to, at the end of the day, wants to play with Bronny. So Suns avoided it. A couple other teams looked at it, avoided it, and he ends up with the Lakers. And Rich Paul, certainly throughout the second round told teams do not draft Bronny James. He did something similar last year with Chris Livingston. Ended up in Milwaukee with I believe the 58th pick in last year's draft.
Rich Paul, congratulations on having this much power in the NBA. And also, LeBron James, congrats on earning enough clout to be able to do this. It's happening in football right now where Coach Prime is actually saying there's like 3 teams that are allowed to draft my kids pretty much.
Yeah.
Michael Irving, I believe back in the day, told the Green Bay Packers that if they drafted him, he was going to go back to school or move to Europe or something because he didn't want to go there. So like these situations do happen, not for, like I was a 7th round pick 222. There's not a lot of leverage there. But if you have clout and have earned it in respect from basically everybody in your sport, things like this do happen. And Bronny, now there's no expectation of him playing this year, right? There isn't like a 2nd round draft pick in the NBA. Is there normally an expectation for that person to get on the court and play meaningful minutes, or what are the thoughts here?
Yeah, so as far as how he's going to play, I mean, I do expect him to sign a legitimate contract, a guaranteed contract, a contract that keeps him on the active roster for the Lakers. Now, does that mean he spends time in the G League? Does that mean he spends time, at the end of the bench on the roster during games? I mean, you would expect that at some point this upcoming season, he's going to be on the floor with his dad. And at the end of the day, I've said it, I would expect 1 to 2 more years for LeBron James. I mean, could he play a 3rd season? Of course, I think that's well within his rights, well within his body, but I think he's looked at the next couple years. So I'm sure Bronny want to grace the court together, and I do think that will happen eventually. But the reason he ends up on the Lakers is the investment in the contract and a true development plan. We'll see what that development plan looks like, but that's the expectation there. And yeah, overall, I mean, LeBron James is one of the greatest players in the game, and he clearly, through his influence and through everything that he's built, he spoke this really into existence a few years ago. So it's
but then you all tried to cover it up, remember?
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. They saying about LeBron.
Yeah, he doesn't meddle in this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Bronny wants his own.
Just wants to be drafted by someone.
If the Suns had drafted him, I mean, they would have. The Suns would have looked at him the same way as a guaranteed type of player, a guy that you have on the active roster. So any team that had interest in him, I mean, now listen, I wonder if he was a projected top 20, top 15 pick going into the draft, does some team essentially like just said, F it, like we're just gonna draft him. We don't care about
easy.
What was that F? What was that F?
Good Lord.
We're just. I mean, it's it's daytime hours right now, But
What?
Could a team?
What's that?
When the sun goes down. That's when Sean starts letting fly.
Yeah.
Swear.
Yeah.
The world never knows. But I will say, it was a historic moment. I mean, this is a historic moment. This has never happened in the league's history for a father-son to be in the league at the same time and as teammates. Something we might not ever see again. I don't know, but I mean, it hasn't happened to this day. So I think from everything I heard, LeBron James was really emotional last night and obviously Bronny was very emotional. I think they understand the gravity behind it, and clearly you see it on Bronny's face right there.
Well, congratulations to the entire James family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're going to get hate. They've been getting hate though forever. They're above it.
Yeah.
That's right. Way above.
Way above
That's
it.
beneath
They
that.
don't hear it.
Absolutely.
They don't care.
When others go low, they go high.
Take that
Every
high road.
time.
And they've had to do that since they were teenagers.
That's right.
All right. We appreciate the hell out of you, Sean. Safe travels wherever you're headed.
Appreciate you, Pat.
Anything else we need to know? You got any just news you want to break? But it won't get credit. But
But
if it comes hours or weeks later,
Right.
months.
it'll come.
Maybe.
It'll certainly be a thing.
Paul George.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we said it yesterday what the strategy was going to be with Bronny James. I mean, we laid it out pretty straight. And also,
Did you?
I did say, I believe the day the Lakers season ended that they wanted to bring LeBron James back by any means necessary, and that they really wanted to draft Bronny James. So that was said.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, man. You've certainly got things we know.
Yeah. Been a good offseason.
In that insider game, though, you got kicked out of your account yesterday, right? Wasn't that happening?
Oh my God! It looked like it happened to a few people, but listen. I'm not saying. I wonder what it was, but it happened about 5 picks before Bronny.
Whoa!
I mean, just interesting timing on that.
All right. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Interesting timing.
Anonymous is like, we're about tired of this little anthem.
I'm sick of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Charania.
Hey.
He does break a lot of news.
Yeah, he's locked in.
The JJ Redick to the Lakers, May 24th.
Yeah.
That was nowhere near when it got announced or whatever.
No, it was actually a month later.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's crazy. On our program, too, which is very nice of him.
This one?
Yeah, on this one. Which does get licensed through ESPN. Yeah. So I guess the people at ESPN could kind of act like it was an ESPN thing.
Yeah.
But instead it was the complete
it's kind of on us.
Offended, I think, that it we'll stay in our lane. Hey, we will certainly stay in our lane.
We don't put up the red breaking. I think we need to do that.
Oh, because that's the journalism.
Yes, exactly. We don't do. If we did that, I think that's more of a pop.
Yeah, because like in just random conversation, shit just breaks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like all the time, pretty much on this particular program. Mm-hmm. But we need to start doing the stamp, the breaking stamp, so that these puppets understand. Oh, Pavlov's dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what's breaking news? Breaking news.
Oh.
It's true.
You know, like that whole thing. Okay, good. That's what we'll get better. That's on us, actually. Now that I think about it, that's more so our fault than anybody else's.
Nah, I don't know.
No, because they have the bottom bar, and then above the bottom
people
bar,
are
they
saying
put
best
breaking in red.
newsmakers in the business.
People say that?
Somebody did say that.
Shout out to Richard Dykes.
Who is that?
I do appreciate that.
Didn't they tell you that last night at the NHL Awards?
What's that?
They told you that at the NHL Awards, weren't they like, Pat, dude, by the way.
You were at the NHL
What's
Awards
this
last
guy's
night?
deal?
What do you mean? Yeah, he hosted it.
I was not at
What's
the
this
NHL
about?
Awards. I was not. What are you talking? Do we have a video?
Are you sure?
What?
I thought we were not going to talk about this. We made a last-minute decision before the show went live while Parker McCollum was singing Lonely Long in here.
I wasn't there.
I hadn't gotten to see this
I wasn't
yet.
here for this.
We had a full Lonely Long performance in here.
I was locked into that. I didn't hear this conversation.
No, you did, because
Yeah,
I was clear-headed when Parker was singing it. It was like, this is the voice of an angel, and then it made me think it was like, we don't need to talk about this. We don't need to talk about it. And that's what we decided.
That's on me. No, hand up. I genuinely apologize. I did not hear that conversation about not talking about it, and I also thought that's where you were last.
Let's talk about it.
Parker, you were a part of the conversation. The NHL awards were last night. Congrats to McKinnon.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Congrats to Connor Bedard.
Huge win.
Obviously, congrats to the Florida Panthers.
And the Penguins.
And the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yep.
We're just being the best.
Yeah.
That's right. And we got new jerseys debuted from Fanatics as the NHL draft is this
People love those.
the jerseys.
Yeah.
Fanatics as a whole, I think.
Massive pop for those. Everyone's excited. Everyone's talking about it.
As long as they're not making the pants, it should be fine, right?
What's everybody's deal?
Hey, look,
What's going on?
What is going on?
We're not going to be here for 2 weeks. We need to get our shots in, okay? Okay, that's what's going on.
I did see Ryan Clark wearing the Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. That looks amazing. Looks fantastic.
Clean jersey.
Looks like a good hockey sweater. Okay, I don't know. I didn't feel it. I didn't see it. I saw a Florida Panthers one with Stephen A. Smith, obviously. Phenomenal work. Michael Rubin. Rubes, founder of Fanatics, was on talking about the new jerseys debuting on the NHL draft, which is this evening. Last night was the NHL Awards. That's on us. We did not know it was happening.
At all.
We had no idea that it was happening. 100% on us. Was on ESPN. A man named Matt Friend hosted it. He's an impersonator.
Okay.
And I think this is the first time that we got a chance to see. I think this was supposed to be, I think this was me. And I want to let this guy know I appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Hell yeah, Matty.
Thank you for doing it. And here it is. Is that supposed to be me? So clearly, right?
That's you.
I mean, what do you mean supposed?
No way.
I mean, look at that.
Not from that.
That
angle.
hair is yours.
From that angle,
he tried.
that's more like Ellen DeGeneres.
See, what's your problem? Now you're all of a sudden you're Austin
Tony.
Rivers.
What?
Now you're Austin Rivers in this time.
Ellen?
People are telling me that this was an impersonation of me. Let's see how it goes.
We're fired up right now. Nathan, congratulations. I worked out next to you in the gym yesterday. I didn't want to
Pause.
say anything.
Good
Look at
juice. That could be me.
Yeah,
I like the
I
energy.
disagree.
Which wish?
Parker.
What?
Oh,
I don't
Parker.
think that's a good.
Let's see. Let's continue. Let's give the guy a shot. Let's give the guy a shot.
biceps. Those are NHL biceps giving me a lot of love right now. Nate, how do you feel about being nominated for this award? How do you feel?
Yeah, huge honor. See what happens. Yeah, thank
A lot of enthusiasm. Nate
electric.
McKinnon, this is your 4th time as a finalist. Do you think this is your year? What do you think?
I like the juice.
Might go 0 for 4. We'll see.
Sounds like
got a couple
DT
minutes
a
here.
little bit.
Got my eyes closed. It sounds just
Overwhelming
like Pat.
interview.
doesn't
Nate
like it.
McKinnon, you look great.
That
We'll
guy
be
doesn't
back
like
with
it.
more awards. Don't go anywhere.
All right, I like it. That was good energy.
Yes.
I like
Great energy.
If that was supposed to be me, I appreciate the shout out. If it was somebody else, all good. You
I think that was supposed to be Trump.
It's like great value, Pat McAfee.
No, watch your mouth.
Great value. Like,
Parker, that's a good guy.
great value of an
You mean like
impression.
Kmart?
Me.
He did Michael Bublé last night. He did
Will Arnett.
He did Will Arnett.
Russian guy.
Borat.
Kucherov. Stanley Tucci for some reason.
Yeah, but he does a good one. I mean, you got to get.
I mean, I love Stanley Tucci, but
I thought he did a good job. It's not easy to go out there at any of those things.
That's got to be hard to do, especially when you're getting that guy's reaction, who clearly is unamused by your.
So that's the thing. Like hockey
It's
guys
not
too.
like
Hockey guys are like a really.
Not with the shit.
They're not about that shit.
Yeah, so it's.
They're not to be fucked with.
Yeah, that was not an easy. Like that's not an easy. That's a tough crowd. That is a tough crowd. So wait, and I appreciate the honor. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. If that was me, I do appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Max.
And I like the energy too. It was pretty good, because he wasn't getting much from the person being interviewed, so he had to add a little sauce.
Sure.
And he certainly give me a lot. Like I did enjoy that. Good work out there, cuz.
E for effort.
Let's talk to you. All right.
E?
E for effort.
For effort.
Parker, let's talk about you real quick, okay? You know anything about the NBA draft? Because you're outside of Houston. We know the Houston Texans are a lot better than they're supposed to be, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Houston Texans are supposed to be crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're like way better than the Colts.
It's special. I'll get like emotional talking about it. I've loved that football team for so long, and we're real good now. I mean, we're in talks.
You're allowed to get emotional. Okay.
We're about to talk some shit.
Okay.
You guys were an expansion franchise. What do you got for so long?
Yeah.
we got. Wait, that's a lot. That's 2/3 of my life. But it's and we didn't have one when I was a kid, So we finally got a team, and then for 20 years we were all right at times, but now it's special.
Yeah, but then you guys got worse than any building in the history of professional sports. It was an actual fire. It was a dumpster fire.
It was
You
bad.
had an FCA GM. Right, remember that? You had a quarterback that was really good, but wanted the hell out of town. Now that was before everything that.
I think that may have been why he wanted out of town.
One in the city.
I think he probably knew that was coming before we did.
Probably.
Well, okay. Anyways, he wanted out of there, and then it all kind of went to shit. It was getting very public. Then you get a rookie head coach. Okay, we love D'Amico's energy. Love D'Amico's energy.
He's the secret sauce, dude. Yeah. I think getting him and CJ at the same time is that's a God thing. I mean, that's bigger than I don't know.
God.
That's
Divine
such a
intervention.
Texas answer right there.
That's what they're. That is the message down in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
God bless this team.
God bless this team.
When he walked in today, everyone's like, "How you doing, Parker?" I'm just blessed. Just blessed.
I am
to be
blessed,
here.
man. I'm blessed to be here.
No, we're blessed that you blessed us.
Yeah.
Didn't he not?
Blessed us.
You blessed us.
I'm glad.
What's on your feet right now, huh?
Boom!
Whoa! Feet right now, huh?
Yo, show them off. Show them off.
are
Show them
those?
off.
What are these? These are the Parker 1000s.
Dems are some boots.
What are these called? The Evening Patriot.
The Evening Patriot.
That's such a good
makes
name
those?
for a boot.
Lou Casey makes those. That's part of the official Lou Casey Parker
I don't
McCollum
know where
collaboration.
to get these things. My hip. I guess we gotta.
I mean, maybe
Oh,
just
this
get
isn't going to go well.
maybe go center
He's
stage.
riding a horse.
Yeah.
This is light ranching. Look at
Whoa, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The roses.
The roses on there.
Oh yeah.
Bro.
Took my time on those.
It's Tom.
This is the Evening Patriot. You hand sewed these, right? Is what you
I
told me.
sure did, Pat. Sure did.
Thank you for these.
Good for you.
This
Steady
morning before I come in.
Wow.
So getting cowboy boots, that is like whenever athletes get shoe deals for country musicians.
Big deal.
Okay, so you move these. We move these Evening Patriots.
They're completely sold out.
So we do.
So we
They
moved.
moved.
Yeah.
They moved.
How long you been doing the music?
I really probably when I was 20, 21, I started to kind of get shows like empty bars and stuff in Austin. I would say that's like when I consider my actual start. I would play at the Saxon Pub on Sunday night at midnight in South Austin. That was like my.
So you would watch shitty Houston Texans teams, and you would be just singing your ass off out on the ranch? Because didn't you do like actual ranching?
I did. My family's got two big ranches, and then my dad owned one west of San Antonio. So I don't get to do it as much now. I don't really do much of anything but tour and work.
But what does that mean, light ranch? We're like painting a fence. Like I'm watching Outer Range right now.
I mean, I guess it could be anything.
Hanging wire, barbed wire.
Say it again.
Hanging barbed wire.
Hanging barbed wire?
Yeah,
just fencing.
Yeah, on the fence.
Yeah, fencing.
Yeah, I did that a lot. When I was a kid, I did it
This
a
is
lot.
what I was talking about with that passive aggressive shit. We're gonna ask some dumb questions.
Yeah.
Okay, we're from Pittsburgh. We're trying.
We didn't grow up in Texas, asshole.
That guy's from Boston. We're from Pittsburgh. He's from
I'm sorry.
Atlanta.
I could have been a different question. It could have been referring to maybe it's an Indiana thing. But no, it's when I was my granddad ran a huge cattle operation, big quarter horse breeding operation, long before I was even born. So I used to in the summer times, me and my brother and all my cousins worked for him, and it was great, man.
So you'd be out there with the hay, and you'd be in that empty barn as the sun was setting.
Yep.
And you would just start singing in there, and it would start echoing. And
we always had guitars. We were like, we'd work all day, and then he would go to bed, and we'd sit on the porch. And I mean, it sounds like cliche or like a movie or something, but we really did. I mean, my older brother was into like old school, like really, really gritty songwriters like Steve Earle and Rodney Crowell and all these old school guys. And I was like 10 when he was 16, so I was like, my brother could. It was just whatever my big brother wanted to do. Had he been ice skating, I would probably be ice skating.
you would have been a good ice skater, I think.
I don't think so.
You got those tiny little baby legs, so you'd have been able to fit in it.
Dude, it's a good proportion.
He's got a good jumper.
I mean, I don't know about that. Let's slow down. When did the George Strait come in? Because you named all those guys, but like when did George Strait?
I mean, he was all like, my mom used to watch him when she was in college at Southwest Texas State, which is now Texas State in San Marcos, Texas.
Of course.
In our house, it was like God and George Strait. My mom loved George Strait. So like the earliest song I can remember, like remembering, one of them is Amarillo by Morning, which is probably his biggest song of all of his entire career.
Tell me about George Strait. George Strait is Texas country. He's the face of Texas country?
Nah, he's the face of country music. He's the king of country, dude. I mean,
all of country forever.
Elvis is the king of rock and roll. Michael Jackson's the king of pop. George Strait's the king of country music.
Okay, and he's from Texas, so that's a big pride thing.
Poteet, Texas, man.
So whenever you meet him, you act like a weirdo, or you're?
No, he's super, dude. He is so laid back and so quiet and just a gentleman. I mean, in every sense of the word, like he is a G. I mean, I talked to him after the Kyle Field show and hopped up on his bus for a little bit, and he was really kind, dude. Just
you guys smoking weed on there, drinking beers.
George
Strait bonging beers on the bus.
I don't know, no beer bong for old George. But, no, he's just, I don't know, man. I mean, he's the king, dude.
You guys sing similar music? Is that why? Like, what are his thoughts on you? Like, I assume a compliment from George Strait's a big deal. Like, I got to work with Adam Vinatieri when I was with the Colts, and like when Vinny says like something, Shane Leckler was punting for the Houston Texans. He came up to me in like warm-ups one of the games against the Texans and was like, he like basically said that I'm a guy, and it was like that was a big deal. Yeah, like holy shit, Shane Leckler just said that he is the guy. So him saying that was a big deal to me. I assume George Strait gave you blessings, or having you on the show was that?
He did, yeah. After the show, he was just like, man, I couldn't have done this without you. You had a lot of fans out there tonight. We had one of our biggest merch nights ever. But like that's kind of how they gauge it. Like if your fans are there, they're gonna buy your merch, and we did.
I love your merch.
We did incredible. Thank you, man.
We tried to buy your merch down there in Alabama.
Yeah, sold out.
Yeah.
Do you remember that show?
I don't think y'all were there long enough.
What are you
to buy the merch.
That's not true.
What's this guy's deal?
You were giving bad information then.
How come everybody?
That's probably true.
Kenny said the same thing.
Yeah.
I heard you weren't there long. He's like, what? I saw you do your thing.
Yeah, a little different story.
How much
I'm the king of going home though, dude. So I have no. Nobody loves to sneak out.
Didn't we see?
I mean, we saw 8 different breakups. That's how long we were there for.
Yeah, your crowds are awesome.
Thank you. They're great, man.
We had no idea what to expect.
No.
We had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, I said this the other day. Like, I'd listened to your music, obviously, with you and Pat being friends. And when we went there, I was like, oh, there's going to be probably, 1,000, 1,500 people there. And then we went up side stage, and there were like 25,000 people out there. I was like, holy shit, this guy's got the juice big time.
They're all entranced with you, too. I've never seen an entire crowd more, every word alongside of you. And I assume that's because you've been on the road for a long time?
Kick.
I've been doing it a long time, man. Almost next year will be my first album was called The Limestone Kid, and next February is its 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
10-year anniversary? And you've been on the road this entire time. You're like a big touring guy.
I put that record out, won this songwriter competition, the Larry Joe Taylor songwriter competition.
Hell yeah. They're not handing out the LJT award.
No. And I won that, and then 95.9 The Ranch, which is a great radio station in Fort Worth, Texas, started playing the single off of that record, which is called Meet You in the Middle, which we still play. It was my first one to ever pop. And I've been doing it ever since.
Fort Worth, Texas, too. I mean, Stockyards. Y'all know Stockyards?
Yeah, we used to get down in the Stockyards, man.
Oh, you? You should see us.
Man.
That's where I got my first pair of Lucchese's.
Hey, man.
There we go.
Yeah, see that?
Was it Jesse James or Jimmy James?
John James.
Yeah.
Jamie Johnson?
No, the guy that sold me the boots.
No.
The guy sold me this big belt buckle. He sold $1 million worth of, I assume, Lucchese's.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever it was, right on his thing. He had the most cowboy name of all time. I assume it was a stage name. There's no way his name was like John Jesse James, which is what he said to me. Like, he looked at me and said, here's a mark. Let me go ahead and get this guy. See the belt buckle? I sell Millie these things. I know more than everybody. And then he gave me some, what's that crocodile?
Cayman,
yeah. Gave me some caimans. And then I got some snake skins down there. And then now I got the boom! Evening Patriot, Parker McCollums.
They're stout. Those are loud.
These ones?
They're sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the side with the roses and shit. That is so sweet.
Well, this is how I'm supposed to wear them, right? This is what I'm supposed to wear them?
No, sir.
Halfway up?
A little bit like this?
Like Capri.
You want your jean to sit on your boot, not hug it.
Zito just told me that these boots are $3,000.
Close to it.
Good Lord.
What the fuck? That's not.
Your fans must do well.
Those are the highest end ones. I was very, dude. When me and Luke Casey started doing this deal, I was very adamant.
How many pairs did you bring?
Take those things off and wipe down the diaper.
Dude,
that's the only pair.
Back in the
Dude, I was really adamant when I was doing the deal with Luke Casey and we were sitting down, like trying to kind of map out the collaboration. I was very adamant. I was like, look, my fans, a lot of my fans are very hardworking, blue collar people. They may save up their money for a whole month to come see your show. I was like, a lot of these people aren't going to buy $3,000 boots, but Luke Casey's very high end, so they like their price point to be high, which I like that too. But I was like, we have to have an entry level boot. So I named one of the boots after my dog Ruger, my chocolate lab, and it's the entry level boot. It's like $500 or $600.
Okay, sweet. And that's what leather's that there, just so I know.
That's just your typical
cow.
Brown Luke Casey leather, baby.
What is that, cow though, that I'm wearing, walking around when I'm wearing the entry level Ruger boot?
I believe so.
What is this here?
That's Cayman.
Oh,
Sway.
That's died in its sleep.
Yeah.
This crocodile died in its sleep, had a long, fulfilling life. Died
He was
in its
old.
sleep.
Yeah. He was old, yeah.
They talk about
died
this.
of natural causes.
They don't even know.
Had a great life.
Yeah.
The medulla oblongata.
Yep, exactly.
Got a little bit affected.
Can't even measure age for a crop.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who certainly owns a pair of cowboy boots, or maybe 10 of them, but he has also been the guy who's been on top of this Sunday Ticket DirecTV class action lawsuit against the NFL.
What?
And when he was on last time talking about it, I legitimately thought to myself, here's some Florio bullshit.
Yep.
Florio Pro Football Talk is just cooking up something that he can squeeze the Supreme Court mention into, which he's a lawyer. This is his thing. Yeah. The NFL really did it this time. Florio, ... at Pro Football Talk, NBC.com. And he goes, this could end up bang, 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 Supreme Court. And as we're reading it, we're like, this is a Florio. I mean, this is a Paul Skeens.
Oh, yeah. Bingo.
Right out of Florida. Comes on the show, starts explaining it. Then a couple days after he comes on the program and says, I don't know why anybody isn't talking about this. A couple media people started talking about it. And then the quote we heard from the judge was, this is all malarkey, basically. And then now, it's like a $14 billion settlement that is going to have to be paid from the NFL to millions of Sunday Ticket purchasers who can sign up to get a payment from being bamboozled, seemingly, in price from the NFL. Joining us now, Paisan, author, Pro Football Talk founder, NBC Sports football insider.
Yep.
Mike Florio.
Does this mean that next time you'll take me seriously?
Yeah. Well,
does this mean I've built up a little equity, just a little bit, just a little bit?
I know you could sense me going, okay, Florio. And I'm assuming I wasn't the only one that was doing this because this is right down the Pro Football Talk like blueprint here. Okay, the NFL messed up here. This is happening. It's real. Nobody's talking about it. Why isn't anybody talking about it? So as I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, this is just something to get through the offseason for Florio. And then literally yesterday, we got $14 billion in cash that is leaving the NFL and going to people that file a part of this class action lawsuit, which is still available now. How did we get here? I thought the judge said it was a bunch of bullshit. Where are we right now? And this is a massive ordeal, I feel like, Florio. Not just a Pro Football Talk big deal, an actual big deal here, Mike.
Well, and the reason that I was banging the drum a few weeks ago, Pat, even if the NFL had won yesterday and it had been a goose egg for the plaintiffs, just the mere fact that the NFL was in that posture where it has to go to court and stand trial with what is essentially a flip of the coin with the jury verdict. Nobody ever knows what a jury is going to do. Nobody knows how a case is going to go out. The NFL rarely puts itself in a position where it has to watch while the coin is spinning in the air and waiting to see what happens. The mere fact that they had to do this was significant, far more significant than a lot of people in the media were regarding it as. And then boom, yesterday, here comes the verdict. $4.696 billion under the antitrust laws. That gets multiplied by 3 $14.088 billion. They still could win. The judge could still set it aside and fine for the NFL. They could win on appeal. They'll take this all the way to the Supreme Court if they have to, because it's $14 billion. And if the plaintiffs lose at any step, they'll take it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, because we now have a number attached to this thing, and it is $14.088 billion.
Okay, how many people are plaintiffs in this case, and what is like a payout that they're expecting at this particular point? We saw Warren Sharp as a part.
Yep.
He gets his first, I saw.
Okay, Gumpy certainly feels a certain way about Warren Sharp, and that's why his angle was that answer right there. But Warren Sharp, I think, was a part of it. How many? It's 2 million people now are involved in this entire thing, Florio?
There's two classes: commercial establishments, bars that believe they had to pay more than they should have had to pay to make Sunday Ticket available to their customers, and then the residential class, where most of us would be. I'm in it for most of the 12 years that are covered. It goes from 2011 through early 2023. So if you were a customer of DirecTV Sunday Ticket during that window, you're in the class unless you opted out. And not many people are going to opt out. Why would you opt out? I'm going to go sue them myself, by myself? No. You stay in the class. And now we see what happens. And let's assume this $14 billion ends up being the final number. Big assumption that that'll be the final number. The judge will be responsible for deciding how it gets split up. The lawyers are going to get a big chunk as their contingency fee for taking on the risk and the expense and the time. They've been fighting this thing for 9 years. There was no guarantee they were going to get a penny for it. They're going to get a significant piece of it if the judge approves their contingent fee agreement. But even then, my rough math at this point would suggest that you're looking at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per person.
Wow.
If you had it.
That's so much money.
Half or most of the time.
What do we get for the Ed O'Bannon? Like $500 or something?
That's it.
Yeah, Ed O'Bannon was like $500. I forget what
You
it
can buy
was.
the Midnight Blues with that amount of money.
Yeah, you get
3,000.
Hey, the NFL is going to be buying the Evening Patriots
go.
for a lot of people. That is a huge number. How long until this thing gets paid out? Because they don't pay until all the appeals are done. So this could still be a forever situation.
Yeah, they'll be back in court on the 31st of July for what will be a hearing on the NFL's request to throw the whole case out, the thing the judge threatened to do a few weeks ago that created a lot of attention, because it's not often the judge in open court, not with the jury present, but still, that the judge chastises the lawyers for one side saying, your case is shit, and I'm thinking about throwing it out. That's kind of unconventional for that to happen, but he still could. He still could. And even if he does or he doesn't, the appeal process kicks in. It's called the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. It's a federal appeals court. Whoever loses has the right to get an appeal there. That's going to take some time. Then after that, you go to the U.S. Supreme Court. That's going to take some time. I'd say 2 or 3 years, roughly. And that might be minimum before this is all done.
Okay, which leads to this from Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, Florio, so let's say that they do end up having to pay this out. Will this fundamentally change any way that Sunday Ticket is actually sold in the future? Or will it be just like a slap on the wrist, hey, you guys have to pay this, and then you can go back to business as usual?
Or, Florio, does this, if it takes 2 or 3 years to get a verdict, do you think this changes Sunday Ticket in those next 2 to 3 years before a verdict or a final verdict comes in?
You guys are touching on the most important question right now.
Hey, way to go, boys.
Let's go, boys.
Way to go, boys.
Let's go, boys.
That's journalism.
Tony, stick that.
Here, I was talking to Pat earlier. The Alston case, June 21 of 2021. Sean Alston, former West Virginia player. It was one of the many antitrust cases against the NCAA. The Supreme Court issued a ruling that basically convinced the NCAA, we better let these kids go out and sell their NIL rights because we're going to get screwed. We're going to get hammered. We are clearly in violation of the law by telling them they can't. So 10 days later, they did. Here's what the NFL has to decide. Okay, what do we do now? We've got this huge verdict. It's telling us probably not a good idea to have this jacked up price for Sunday Ticket because we're trying to help people be diverted towards CBS and Fox. They got to make a decision. Are they going to continue to let this model ride? Because they still have ongoing liability. 2023, the first season with YouTube TV, that's not part of this class. There's already a full season of Sunday Ticket that is sitting there waiting for a new class action. 24 if they don't change their ways. That doubles. Next year if they don't do it. You got 3 more years of potential exposure. They need to decide, are we going to change how we do this? We're going to let YouTube TV charge $70 for the full package like ESPN wanted to do? Are we going to let YouTube TV do a single team option? Are we just going to get rid of Sunday Ticket? And sprinkle the game?
We love Sunday Ticket.
I'd be so mad at that.
That is my big worry here. And I don't know if it was said in the court. I don't know if the NFL's lawyers were like, we're just going to bring some Sunday Ticket fans in here just to talk about it. It is awesome, especially on YouTube TV. It's been better. It's gotten better than ever. Wildly expensive, obviously. I mean, everything is. There's some UFC fights that are like $200, and you're paying for an ESPN Plus subscription on top of that.
Right.
And then there's other pay-per-views. And would they go to a pay-per-view model for some of these games? Is that what the answer would be? Like, how would they end up answering this? And is Sunday Ticket going to change it all? Which I think is the biggest conversation piece for a lot of us who watch too much NFL football.
Yes.
And Sunday Ticket has been like the provider for that pretty much.
There was a document that came into evidence during the trial, and what happens is the trial lasts for weeks, and there's all sorts of evidence and paperwork, and then it's time for the closing arguments, and the lawyers pick their best shit. So one of the documents that the plaintiff's lawyers showed to the jury was a memo from 2017 where the league was considering getting rid of Sunday Ticket altogether and selling the out-of-market games to FS1 and ESPN2 and this cable channel and that cable channel. So it would be like a Saturday of watching college football where every game is on a different channel at overlapping times, different times, whatever. Just blow up Sunday Ticket and sell the rights to the out-of-market games to the various cable channels. That's a possibility going forward. Cheaper Sunday Ticket. Sunday Ticket is awesome. It shouldn't cost what it costs. That's the point of this. They drive up the price so people will say, I'll just watch what is on my CBS and Fox affiliate. Even if I really don't want to watch this game, I'll watch it because I'm not paying that money. It should be cheaper. They make it cheaper, a lot more people are going to watch it, and they may make more money. At the end of the day, people worry about the NFL. When I told my wife about this last night, she said, that's not good for us if the NFL goes out of business. It's like, no.
Good call. Good call, Mom Florida.
Yeah, she knows.
Good call. Yeah, we're all thinking the same thing. Yeah. And I like that she does say that to you, because I don't know if she's scanning through your tweets on a daily basis and just going, hey Mike, we kind of like the NFL.
Yeah. Come on.
There's some good from the NFL in there somewhere, but you do kind of find everything that is taking place, which is why you've been able to. How long's Pro Football Talk been going?
23 years as of November 1.
Congratulations, dude. Wow.
That's sick.
It is sweet. Found himself. Licensed it to NBC. He's Paisan, obviously ridiculous. Went to West Virginia like this, and he's a lawyer.
Author.
You hear him go, they filed the paperwork into that whole thing. Obviously, he's the only person we talk to that speaks like that, so we appreciate the help. Florio, you've done a fantastic job over your 23-year run.
Thank you so much, buddy.
And that's why, for following along for so long, obviously, with the Pro Football Talk world, that's why I thought this story was all like, this feels like a Florio fodder.
Bingo.
It does, but it's very real. And what will the NFL do now? They are going to fight this continually. Will they be asked about this? I know they put out a message and they thanked. There was a full statement from the NFL, but will they talk about this publicly other than just this particular thing? Will Roger Goodell have to go back in court sometime? Like, what is, for the NFL side of this entire thing, what do they do next? Appeal and then what?
No new evidence. It's all lawyers at this point. And what I've done, I asked the lawyers for both sides, the lead counsel, how about an interview on my weekday podcast, PFTPM? I'd love to be able to present
same time
to the audience
Host
and ask questions and make it understandable. Not at the same time. Come on.
Come on.
Anyways, go ahead. Yeah, got it.
But I wanted to interview them separately, and the NFL's declined to make Beth Wilkinson available. You remember Beth Wilkinson's the one who did the initial investigation into Dan Snyder and the Washington franchise that laid the foundation for him out the door. So she handled this case, and there's going to be hell to pay by somebody. That's one of the great things about an outcome like this. Not great for the company that loses, but there's going to be an effort internally to figure out who the hell blew this.
Yeah.
Who's at fault for this? Because we shouldn't have had this happen. How did this happen, and who gets the blame, and who quietly disappears from the employment of the NFL?
$14 billion is so much money.
Oh, my God. What was their media deal?
100.
It works out to $450 million per team.
111.
That's a super yacht. They all have, not all of them, but like Jerry Jones, Arthur Blank, Shad Khan, they have super yachts. It's basically a super yacht per team.
Okay. Oh, so this is just.
And
And they're going to say, we were lucky to give NFL fans $5,000 apiece. Well, that was us saying.
You think Mr. Davis is happy about $450 million?
Especially with the IRS was snooping around a couple years ago. And the stadium out there. I mean, there's a lot. I'm excited to see how it all unfolds. I just assume the NFL is always going to win. So that's why when it was brought up, and then the judge says what the judge says a couple days later, we all thought it was we were wrong.
They still could. They still could, but they've never been in this position before. They've never had a verdict like this entered against them. And who knows what will happen. They still could win, but they're in a tough spot.
All right, let's pivot away from that. Let's go to something else that is a pro football talk. I mean, so perfect because it's so public. Go ahead, Boston Connor.
Yeah, Florio, right in your wheelhouse. Brandon Aiyuk is pissed off on his Instagram. I believe he was on IG Live showing up to the facility either today or yesterday, and there's been a whole offseason of things. What's the status with him, and is he just going to get held hostage by the Niners for the next 3 years, or is there a chance he actually gets traded?
I believed all along this offseason that what the 49ers are trying to do is basically hold the band together for one more year. George Kittle at his contract. Deebo Samuel at his cap number. We've got Brock Purdy under contract for one more year before he can get an extension. We've got Trent Williams at a high salary, and we've got Brandon Aiyuk in his fifth-year option at only $14.1 million. Wouldn't it be great if he would happily play for the 14-1, and then we can figure this out after the season? And I feel like they finally got to the point where Aiyuk realizes there's no good option here, that no one is going to both give the 49ers what they want in trade and give Aiyuk what he wants contractually. If that was going to happen, it was going to happen before the draft. So what are his choices? Play or don't play? 14-1 or 0, and you set yourself up to hit the open market. If they don't franchise tag him, or maybe they tag him and trade him like the Chiefs did with L'Jarius Sneed this year, either way, it feels like he's accepting the fact. He's worked through the 5 stages of grief, and he's accepting the reality that he's got one more year for the 49ers at $14.1 million, and then he'll likely be somewhere else next year.
Isn't it crazy that this is the difference between the NFL and like the NBA in this entire thing? NBA, Brandon Aiyuk might have been traded twice by now. You know, with the clip from the blog, and then also the follow-up tweet, comment, on Instagram, and then something on Instagram. It's like, this is a completely different ball game, but every team would want Aiyuk. Florio. Every team would want Brandon Aiyuk, a number one, a guy who's an absolute stud, which is why this is such an interesting situation. You didn't bring up the franchise tag. You think he's going to play for 14-1 and get it over with? That thing can still – he's potentially there for 3 more years. Yeah. I mean, that is 3 more years he's potentially in San Francisco at a rate that, is probably nowhere near what he thinks he should be getting, especially with what he's seeing everybody else get.
It's one of the problems with the CBA. First-round draft pick, you can lock him up for 5 years, and then you can tag him once. You can tag him twice. That third time, the price goes through the roof. But that's 7 years that the player's committed and that the player's prevented from going to the market and seeing what someone will pay him. And Aiyuk falls in that middle category of great receiver, but not one of the top 5 receivers. How much would someone pay him on the open market? I think we're going to find that out with T. Higgins next year after he does his 1 year with the franchise tag in Cincinnati. Because a lot of these teams, I think, are starting to look at receiver like running back. We can go draft someone. The Malik Neighbors, the 6th overall pick receiver with the Giants, he's making $29 million for 4 years. You can get a great receiver for not much money. These guys in the middle, how much money is a Brandon Aiyuk going to get? We'll find out next March, but he wants 30, and maybe he'll get it, but it's going to be hard for him, and it's going to be hard for some of these mid-tier guys, not top of the top. Just guys who are great, but not top of the top to get big money.
Yeah, and Brandon Aiyuk would probably say that if you were to put him on any other team without all the other weapons, he would be tip of the top grade. And obviously, he wants to go find that out potentially somewhere and get paid as such. But to your point there at the end you made, middle class in this particular position is probably going to get run out of town. You're either going to be somebody that's going to earn a massive deal at wide receiver and they won't be able to keep the quarterback, or you're going to be a young guy who's trying to earn the massive deal because of how cheap you are. If you're just good and you're not playing like special teams and other stuff, I think it's going to be it's going to be interesting over the next few years.
You're going to be doing 1 year deal. 1 year deal here, 1 year deal there, waiting for the big payday that never comes.
And that's like for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Everybody's talking about how much money wide receivers are getting. It's like, yep. But also, there's going to be shit that comes alongside that you don't really think about. It's just like in the CBA when they made the vet men, because veterans who've been around or getting league men deserve more than the rookies do. So we'll make that like $850,000, $900,000. Rookie men will be $400,000 though because they haven't earned it. And then immediately the repercussion was teams were like, that's $550,000 difference right there. We will keep the $550,000. So the vet min players just started getting wiped away, and it was all rookie mins because it was 2 of them. That's over $1 million we just added to the salary cap. There's always that type of shit, give and take, that kind of takes place in these markets.
Absolutely. And one important thing to remember, and I've gotten this question a lot, this $14 billion that we were talking about, it doesn't affect the salary cap at all. That money comes out of the owners' pockets.
Holy shit. That's a big deal.
If they lose revenue going forward by whatever it is that they do with Sunday Ticket, that will affect the salary cap.
deals, yeah.
But this $14 billion has nothing to do with the players. And you think about it, the players got the money. Whatever money shouldn't have been earned by this antitrust violation, it got split and the players got paid, but they don't have to pay any of this.
Good win, players.
Yeah,
NFLPA doing it. They saw this coming. They were forecasting it just like Florio. Last question here from country music sensation Parker McCollum.
Hey, Florio.
He's nervous a little bit.
Hey, is there a specific team? Has anything leaked from Aiyuk or his team or his camp or anything about a specific destination he has in mind? Anywhere that, maybe he goes to Miami, maybe he goes down to Houston Texans.
No, you guys got digs, dude.
Anywhere, is there any information on maybe somewhere that he has as a destination in his mind?
Well, I know this. He was trying to strike something up with Mike Tomlin on social media earlier in the offseason. And I know for a fact that around late February, the Steelers called the 49ers to see if he was available. And at the time, they were told no. Now, at some point after that, I think the 49ers let his agent shop to see what else was out there, because I think the 49ers were hoping they'd find out no one else is going to pay you what you want either. But the Steelers are one of the teams that have been on the radar screen, and the Commanders, too. There was that social media video recently with Aiyuk and Jaden Daniels. They were teammates for 1 year at Arizona State like 5 years ago. And the Commanders have kind of bubbled up in this as a possibility, too.
Hey, we appreciate. Great question, Parker. Hey, that was a great question, Parker.
Thank you.
Really good journalism from the country sensation from Texas. They say all you singer-songwriters are dumb.
Yeah.
That's not real. That's what they say.
You're not that dumb.
Not that dumb.
I'm just saying, we didn't say that.
No.
And it was proven right there that you're not. That was a great question.
Graduated high school.
Aiyuk, congratulations.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
You know who else graduated from high school? This Paisan. Also, obviously, so you were practicing, we don't have a lot of time, forget it. Guy also going to become a lawyer.
Went law school.
Absolute
19 years.
Of
I practiced for
school?
19 years.
Being a lawyer.
What type of law? Like real estate law or something boring like that?
No. I did environmental law at first, and I settled in employment law and tried a bunch of cases and learned the hard way how to do it the right way. And then I got out. And it was 15 years ago Monday, July 1, 15 years, I said sayonara to practicing law and hello to NBC.
Well, congratulations on retirement in that particular profession and crushing it in this one. We're lucky for you. Ladies and gentlemen, founder of Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio. That story seemed like such a Florio.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I bet he was so pumped.
Yeah, like
He's well-versed.
Goodell coming in to testify, too, like as soon as he heard that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Supreme Court. Like that is.
Yeah. Buzzwords.
And then it ended up being just like he fucking said it would.
I can't believe
Bingo.
it. Actually can't believe that it was $14 billion. Like, it is worth what it's cost.
$450 million per team. That's a lot of money.
A lot of upset orders.
Yeah, and that's why he said there's going to be a day of reckoning for whoever got this one wrong. There's going to have some questions. It's like, what if they had no chance just because of how it all went? I don't think we understand the laws that good, but thank God Florio kind of did.
Yep.
We'll be back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. And we are in a conference room in a hotel that is the home of the annual league meeting. It is wonderful down here in Florida. Jim Harbaugh was showcasing to me why he doesn't like the hip drop tackle. He was actually wrapping his massive arms around me and then saying, this is what we're trying to get out.
Jim Harbaugh's rules, this is his business card that he gave me.
Jim Harbaugh's rules to live by. You guys are drafting Caleb Williams #1 overall.
We'll see.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You did it. When RG3 comes out, you heard him. Yeah. Okay.
I think accuracy, is the #1 trait that NFL quarterbacks need to have.
So Penix.
Ooh, okay.
I think accuracy is the #1
trait.
That didn't say no.
Easy, K. Don't give anything up. Hey, you got a lot of leverage right now.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you guys are taking wide receiver in the first round, is what I'm being told, and everyone.
Hey, congratulations for doing that.
Good class for it.
Way to go.
Just the first round?
Whoa.
Got 11 picks.
I thought the most impressive thing about it was a lot of people had the sense that this was going to happen, and not one person uttered it. It was a completely respect-driven thing for Aaron to let him do it the way he needed to and wanted to, because he deserved that.
Obviously, I had nothing to do with the offense, but I made sure I had a conversation with Jameis every day, just for myself. It was like self-motivation.
Are you a bobcat or a deer girl?
Boom.
Okay. That's good news.
I think I'm like a deer, guys.
1, 2, 3 all locked, do you think?
I don't know that yet.
Who could jump up there? Who could pack
Caleb Williams, I agree with it, 1.
Okay.
My guess would be Jaden Daniels at 2. And 3, there has been a lot of Drake May conversation. Here's the thing. These things,
Shafty.
they just change.
Sounds like you know more than what you're leading on right now.
Do I think they'll ultimately stay and make the pick at 3? My guess would be yes.
Fucking thank God, Jesus Christ.
If it's going to cause you that much agita, I'm going to definitely see if I can find out some more stuff that would give you more heart palpitations.
Oh, Shafty!
You don't need to be a prick. I just want a quarterback so I can root for football again.
Feels like that's probably the case. Conman's got a question for you. Right?
Yeah, Shefty. Excuse me.
Oh, no.
What? I am so. I'm so sorry.
You know what? That's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Can you kick one of those shoes up here?
It says rap sheet. I'll get your kids on there too. That's pretty sweet.
We went to Venice and they had an artist draw it on it.
In Italy?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Cabal.
Oh no! Stop laughing, Gump.
Well, it's a tough chair.
It's a good chair.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, jump.
Got an ACL.
Schultz, I'm going to be honest. I thought we were out of here, but then I see you over there.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this summer hangout. Feel Good Friday, June 28th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Sports are happening, and we're incredibly lucky to chit-chat about the sports world. And every once in a while, it seems like people just come hang out for the day. Mm-hmm. And it's not just me, obviously, they're hanging out with the Toxic Table, at Bossy Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Sweet shirt.
Thank you. This is my favorite one. I've decided this is officially my favorite T-shirt by far, by a mile.
Congratulations to that shirt.
By a mile. Oh, yeah, by a mile.
Got a lot of shirts, a lot of graphic tees. Obviously, this one's your favorite. And we don't have to dive into the judgment of it all. We think it's sweet as well. And then you got the Jack Carr hat on, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I just figured, it's kind of two representations of kind of America. I don't want everything to just be negative all the time. And Native Americans, Jack Carr, that's just great.
You're talking about USA losing to Panama yesterday after we get a red card 18 minutes into or 17 minutes into the game and have to play down a man against Panama in Copa America, which, we see what you're doing, refs.
Yeah,
okay. You can't punch a guy in the back of the head. Sue us.
Bullshit.
Okay, I thought we were trying to make soccer.
He started it.
You can't fall into Panama's trap, boys. You can't do it.
Yeah, these Panamans.
That's what they do. They just try and get you. They did it all game. It was ugly. The Copa Americas are chaos, but you can't fall into the trap.
Look at the hack on Christian Pulisic in the 86th minute that took place. And obviously this is super. Look at bang.
Try to break both.
And they said, no, to the ref. No. What are you saying? No.
That is so dirty.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's the Panamans, man.
or something?
You know,
Bullshit.
That was a penalty. He got red carded, but only for 4 minutes. It was 10 on 10 for like 6 minutes or whatever for the match, and only adding 4 minutes at the end was absolutely. I forget the stats. I think it was like 19 fouls were called on us. 4 were called on them.
Yes.
We get a red card. Yeah, here it is. Total fouls 4 we got, and for them 19.
Crazy.
So yellow cards, they get 3 at the very end. Those are all in the last 3 minutes. At the end of the game, the Panamanians just started just
Every time we encounter, they were just taking
cross.
legs out.
It was smart to get away in this entire thing, but it was a little dirty. And Tim Weiss said, I gotta keep my cool. I apologize to my teammates and to my country.
They took out Matt Turner, too.
I appreciate that, but that doesn't do shit for us today. You know,
he feels bad.
I don't care.
That's what's so hard about these tournaments. That was one moment you lost your mind. The tournament's over. You're in trouble.
No, that's not over. We're gonna beat Uruguay.
Uruguay has more goals than like 8 teams combined in the tournament.
But Turner's going to come back from getting kneed in the thigh.
Yeah.
Cheap shot.
Yeah.
They ran our goalie.
They did.
The entire thing. I mean, look at this. This wasn't on purpose, huh?
Not even going for the ball.
Okay. Okay. Low bridging. All right. Contusion to the thigh. Didn't play in the second half. This guy's been a star for us, the goalie. Now, Horvath comes in and they had us under siege there for a bit. I mean, he did great. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Is this all over the canal? Like, if we would just let him have the canal, this wouldn't have happened?
So, I mean, remember that canal came up in conversations a couple years ago, too, when everything was kind of popping off, and that kind of just slid right by.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody really talks about it anymore. The canal, though, a pretty important place. We
Very
get it.
important.
But the Panamanians played their game to perfection. They end up beating us, and that's not good, especially with what happened in American football the day before, and then we'd all watch the debate, and we'd see what's going on right now. And you know, USA needs one.
We need one.
We need one. We're going to be our
We need July 4th here.
And you can bet on that. Speaking of betting, one half of the Hammer
Dahn
Cowboys 10 Diggs is here. And you're right. You made a good point. We're going to be celebrating here in a couple days.
Yeah, the hot dog contest is going to be great.
Great. God.
Oh, wait.
Oh, hold on.
Sucks.
They screwed that one up, too. America stinks right now, man.
Don't you say that.
It does.
Don't you say that.
It stinks right now, brother.
Not with our guest here, obviously, 12-year NFL vet, Universal Records signed rapper Pac-Man Jones. Pac-Man.
It's hard out here for us.
Hey, listen, it's going to get better.
It's
going to get better. You know
why?
why?
This is the hardest been since 1777.
Okay.
I mean 1774.
There's a lot of I don't know every year and everything that has certainly happened, but we look bad right now in a lot of different ways. But just because it's happening now doesn't mean it's going to be happening tomorrow.
You're right.
We're in a moment-to-moment world.
Right.
We got to remember that. We got to win every single moment. Like the fine people in Cincinnati. Look at the merch that Pac-Man's. Did you know MLS teams have this type of merch?
I had no idea. Although when we were down at TST, I did spend about $200 on a Lionel Messi jersey. So they do have some pretty cool merch. I do know that.
On a who?
I haven't seen you wear it.
Lionel Messi.
Yeah,
Leo Messi.
Lyle?
Yeah. Well, again,
Lionel?
it's still kind of up in the air what his American name is going to be.
Should be the Lion.
It's Larry.
Larry, Lyle, the Lion. I don't know, but yeah, Luke. I mean it's a nasty kit. Awesome.
Yeah, but it's like a baseball jersey too. Yeah. I mean, FC Cincinnati crushes it. Obviously.
You got to get the Lucho jersey too, bro.
Who?
Lucho,
Who's that?
the best player that's on our team.
Lucho.
Big Luch.
Lucho's he plays for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh, Lucho's a dog.
He's filthy with the feet.
Lucci.
Leonard Lucho.
His feet move.
Where's he from? Where's Lucho from? Pittsburgh?
Wisconsin, I think, right?
Nah, he's not from this country.
Oh, okay. Lucho. Of course, we wouldn't be able to.
He's an Argentinian.
Oh, so is he playing for America, though?
I don't think so.
He's from Lionel Messi's country. It's going to be tough to talk about him ever. You know, that's kind of the issue.
Kind of a second fiddle situation.
That's a Phil Mickelson situation there with Tiger Woods. But Lucho is a dog. Hey, Lucho's leading FC Cincinnati.
Yeah. Stayed behind for the boys. I like that.
Lucho?
Yeah. Is he on the national?
I don't think he's on the national team.
No.
Yeah, stay behind for the FC.
Oh, for FC.
Yeah, by choice for sure.
Yeah, he said, I want to play for America, Cincinnati, or nothing.
Exactly.
Right. We do need to buy the Lucho jersey. Yeah. I wish I could buy a jersey for this man. Country music superstar, just played in front of 110,905 people.
What?
No big deal. Not only does he obviously play before George Strait goes on, which is the king of country.
Yeah.
Not just one state's bingo. He plays in stadiums all over the place, theaters all over the place. And ladies and gentlemen, he's somehow humble with how attractive he is. He's got tiny little baby legs, but he's certainly jacked. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCollum.
Can we just state the record of how I put a lot of time into my legs, man? I'm a little hurt. Y'all are hating on them so much.
That's the thing about time.
I just don't eat enough, I think, is a problem.
Yeah, they say food goes right to your calves and to your thighs.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Usually.
I've always just been very skinny. I've always been trying to gain weight.
Okay, show tonight.
I'm not getting any support here. This is not good for my. This is not
It's
good
genetics, Parker. It's just genetics.
Foxy's got little baby legs too. Don't
It's
you
not
worry
your
about
fault.
it.
We
Yeah.
tried.
What you said. Oh, I've never been fat, so
Just
it
got to
kinda
get in the
sucks.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get in the Hawk House over there. Just maybe start squatting a little bit. What he's saying though is that he has tried to do that, but you're an incredibly handsome man. Obviously, can sing very well. You're in Indianapolis tonight. How long will the show be tonight?
About an hour 40 minutes.
Hour and 40 minutes. Are we rocking? We sweating? Is it outside?
It is outside. I don't really know. I didn't check weather tonight. It was a little overcast this morning, so maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be cool. It's about
It'll be
105 degrees back home right now, so it's nice.
How's the heat wave been for these shows that you've been doing? Has it
It's
been
actually been really good. We played in Detroit a couple weeks ago. It was like probably like 55 degrees when we went on stage.
Oh, I saw that with the hoodie on you had.
It was nice.
Yeah, you look sweet.
Thank you. I love a hoodie on stage. I think it looks nice on stage.
Yeah, but you Texas boys, just like Florida boys, somehow don't feel the heat because you grow up in so. Was it?
I
hot?
like it. I like working out outside, sweating, working outside. I think
It's gonna be like 80
it's good for
degrees
skinny
here.
people. You get a little blood flow.
Sure.
You don't look so bony.
Yeah. Those legs though, they do look bony.
That never changes.
Do you know he has his own wine?
Parker McCollum.
I just went. I was on the
kidding me?
website looking for some merch, and there's a Parker McCollum wine. Out
Parker
there.
I had it
Pinot?
for a little while.
Pinot?
What's that about? What's that
Rosé,
about?
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, we got
Blanc.
some options.
Parker Rosé.
Oh, good M.
I like the Sauvignon Blanc.
I don't. Yeah, I haven't had it, but so you're a wine guy.
Yeah.
We were at that one golf course that you posted about immediately afterwards.
I did not post about it.
You certainly did. Yeah.
I did not post about
You
it.
might as well have just circled the plane that you were on and where it was coming from.
Bullshit. No way.
Yeah,
I know better.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. Anyways, when we were down there, we had a bunch of wine. That would be your go-to if you were to have an evening or something like that.
Man, I don't know. I like a loud lemon or just a cold beer, really.
Ice cold Lone Star.
I like Lone Star a little bit.
Yeah, loud.
Can you
Fit
fold
through the
it?
screen door, but
Make it into a
Question.
character.
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know, man. I like a little wine every now and then.
Yeah. Do you when you go on stage? What are we doing? Are we fully locked in?
Just water.
Just water.
I have not had an alcoholic beverage during the show this year.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
Locked in.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Say because he was getting tuned up before that Bama show when we were down there.
Yeah, last year was a little different story. Last year was a long year, dude. We grinded last year. We got to the end of it, and I was like, let's enjoy this a little bit before we.
We did have a good time.
Great.
Oh
time.
yeah.
What's the pregame routine?
Man, I'm kind of lame. I don't really have a pregame. I mean, I'm usually watching the Astros till about 10 minutes before I go on, and then I'll go inside and go rip.
And
You don't fall asleep before the
baseball,
concert?
so that's your thing,
It's
like
kind of weird, yeah.
meditation?
Sometimes, like right before, pretty much
Because you're
every
watching
night.
baseball.
Well, just no, it's the greatest game of all time. You're talking about America's pastime, and now
Hell yeah,
its
brother.
future.
Whoa.
I don't know. No, I really don't. I really don't have a pregame or a pre-show like thing. But I do get very. For some reason, it's funny you say that because I get
Sleepy.
like 10, 15 minutes before the show, I'm like, there's no way I can go on right now. I mean, I could lay down and pass out right now. And then, bam, lights come on and it's rip time.
Showtime, baby.
Hell
See
yeah.
that red light? We can go do our thing. You had a phenomenal show down in Alabama when we were there.
Sweet.
Had a good time beforehand, too. Your people were incredibly hospitable. I saw old Buddy. He's here. You travel with a crew. They're a good group. Good group. Guy's got a bunch of leg tats, even one on his kneecap. I
That's
like
our
that.
photographer, Sauce, Chris Kleinmeyer. We call him Sauce.
Okay, Sauce.
I like
He gets a lot of flack from the guys about the leg tats. Everybody always asks him, how long do you have to have those?
Good job.
That's good. That's good.
Joining us now is a man who was at the concert down in Alabama alongside of us. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion.
Right.
Voice of an angel, this guy.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the former president of Ohio, AJ Hawk.
Let's go, AJ.
Hawker, I know you wanted to tell Parker about his stage presence after watching him. You were entranced just like everybody else down there in the entire state of Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Parker's unbelievable. You get him on stage, the dude just comes alive. You could see it. Park, don't worry about these guys. Your legs look great. If you're working them, if you're doing squats, you're doing some leg extensions, just keep doing what you're doing. They'll grow eventually. They look good. You look fine.
Thank you.
He's buried.
I needed that, AJ. You don't know how much
He was buried.
Hey, look at the
No, I was not. No.
Yeah,
he was. He was talking so much shit right to your face right there. That's what he was saying.
No,
Hey, don't
AJ's my
listen to what they're
dog.
saying
AJ's
about
my
grow
dog.
eventually.
Parker knows.
I saw AJ play at Lambeau when I was a younger man. So me and him go way back.
Yeah, I understand that. So you would know then that what he was saying to you there was like those things.
He actually texted me right before the I came here. He said, wear shorts because you have great legs. So
AJ!
Yeah, right. Very nice.
Yeah.
AJ, you're coming
Show that
around.
VMO, man. Show that VMO hanging over your kneecap, buddy. Everyone loves that.
Yeah,
Parker knows.
That's the raindrop, pal. It's there. We see it.
Thank you.
That's a
I'll be
bone,
working on
AJ.
it.
That's a bone. Why are you pointing that out?
What the hell?
Come on now.
What the
What
hell?
is your problem?
He looks great. But the guy's never going to wear shorts again because you guys out here just shaming him for something.
I got no shame,
Looks good.
AJ. I got no shame.
Well,
I'm blessed.
Bro, he was.
Right off your back.
He is blessed.
He is blessed.
He blessed us today with how blessed he is. At CMA Fest, they had like 2 stages or whatever. And he played Burn It Down.
Man, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
That was the right key and everything.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
What key is that? What key
It's
is
not
that?
a minor. I know it's not that. But he was singing, okay? He was singing up on the top stage. Then the band keeps playing. He hits these steps, skips a couple steps.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. So
very
cool.
casual down, like very-
Dangerous, by the way. Very dangerous stairs. I have big stairs on our stage right now with our production on the Burn It Down tour. The day's coming.
Yeah, especially with cowboy boots, yeah, because there's not a lot on the bottom there.
I think about it.
And that many people don't think about it.
Yeah,
Because what I was saying while I was watching you was this dude isn't even thinking about these stairs right now, which is a good place to be.
Yeah, I've almost tripped on purpose before just to. I'm like, let's just get this out of the way.
Bang,
Fall
bang.
down.
No. Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't drop a beer for like 10 straight years whenever they're throwing him out there. You were going to not, you're good.
That's a Texas rattlesnake.
Those steps are no problem. But anyways, he comes skipping down these steps, like 10, 15, whatever it is. Very casual.
A lot of them.
It's like, damn, this guy. Then he started walking. Yo, he is
I know.
He's a fucking baboon up top. The guy is, man, I didn't know he had those little, you know what I mean? The base underneath.
Yeah.
But he is, you are absolutely jacked, Parker. You should feel very good about what you're doing up there. The presence is phenomenal.
I knew I was going to be on national television, so it's the best day to do arm day. Sure. So, you got to go do arms.
Country music does a lot of those where it feels like everybody gets together. Not a lot of music seems to do that, like the CMA Fest, and then there's like.
I think you did New Year's too, right?
Yeah. Country music's very family oriented, man. It's a pretty tight knit community. Everybody takes care of each other, looks out for each other. Everybody's always pulling for each other. So
Post Malone comes over, and I assume everybody's pumped to welcome, because I think Blake Shelton even ended because they were out in the middle, ended the song. What is it? Buy Me a Drink or
somebody buy me a drink.
Somebody buy me a smoke. Yeah, that whole thing. I think immediately afterwards, Blake was like, "Welcome to country music." Post Malone or something like that. It did feel like a very welcoming. Everybody wants to get into country music right now,
and it's good for business, man. I mean, he's such an icon and just an absolute legend in the game. And I feel like Post is really respected because he's very much a real artist. Like, he's extremely talented, extremely creative. Like, I feel like, and that's a lot of what country music is. So I feel like they identify with him pretty well.
Yeah, it's sweet. Everybody's trying to get into the country game. You've been in it for 10 years at least at this point. Traveling around, still singing it. You're absolutely crushing it. From Houston, real Texas boy, real rancher, massive Houston Texans fan. I got a problem for you. Anthony Richardson has put a video on the internet. It is internet video hype season. Oh, this is the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He's coming back from shoulder surgery. Big deal.
Dominique Wilkins?
Yeah, he's 260 pounds doing that. Okay? He's in a long sleeve. He's
is this LeBron in the NBA?
Bingo. This is the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts that we only got to see for like 3 of the 5 games at the start of the season. How's he looking? Well, jacked, ripped, and spinning it. Whenever he was with us, he didn't talk about any diet plan. He didn't talk about having a chef.
What?
He was kind of just chit-chatting about that's the way I eat or whatever. And I was a little bit worried. I'm like, okay, it feels like everybody now has some sort of balance or some sort of super structured thing that some scientist is telling them to do. So Anthony Richardson, not only is he incredibly jacked and young, and we didn't really get to see a lot of him, but when he was playing, he was electrifying. Yeah. He's still just dogged too.
Yeah.
Just like,
he still got a flick of the wrist.
Yeah, got a flick of the wrist, but also like just going out and doing that dunk right there.
Yeah.
Just like, just
casual.
He's an athlete. He's a baller. He's not scared to get hurt. He's not scared to get injured, and he's spinning it. And this is what I'm talking about whenever I say, hey, down in Houston, I know, okay, that God blessed you guys with the Miko Ryans, and now Stephon Diggs is down there. But let me show you what's going on with Stephon Diggs. He was doing some, what's that called? Pilates? Pilates, I think, where it's a constant torque on your body. People are getting shredded and jacked up doing this, but if you don't keep that core tight in the balance, guess what can happen to you? Oh, no, that's Houston. Go back to Anthony Richardson. Go back to Anthony Richardson on the basketball court, please. Just real quick, if we could.
Still got a little Buffalo left.
Here's the Indianapolis Colts. Now let's go to Pilates in Houston. Breathe in. Breathe out. And boom! It's our division now. You guys are dead down in Houston.
It ain't how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up.
Oh, exactly.
Wow. Yeah. Pretty good.
It is about that, and obviously you guys have been knocked down a lot, but Stephon Diggs gets added to your team. C.J. Stroud has the greatest rookie season in history last year. Was throwing the ball over Nico's back.
Joe Mixon.
Dalton Schultz. I mean, the whole Joe Mixon. It's like you guys have to be flying so high right now. And I think anytime I see Stephon Diggs do anything in the years past, I'm like, that's interesting. You guys are a real fashion model. And then you say he was putting his emotions out, you know? But underneath, we always knew he was an incredible football player for the Buffalo Bills. He put this out, and I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I'm not going to do Pilates, I decided, because I'm much less athletic than him. And if this is what's taking place to him, I'm not going to sign up for that. But then I immediately go, this dude's on the fucking Texans. Yeah. Like, it's just like an instant reminder. Like, we don't talk about it enough. The Houston Texans added another number one wide receiver to an offense that was phenomenal last year. You Houston Texans fans, it's bullshit. I want to let you know it's bullshit. But you Houston Texans fans have to be so pumped for this season, more so than ever, maybe, in the entire history of the franchise.
Certainly more so than ever. Yeah, with by a mile, 100%. I mean, you think about, I think we won 2 games. I think, or maybe won 3 or 4 games. They threw Davis Mills threw the Hail Mary year before last game of the season. We would have gotten first overall pick if he dropped the ball. Against the Colts. We win that game for no reason at all. Everybody's freaking out because we don't get the number 1 pick. Again, it's a God thing. Thank you for that touchdown. That was completely meaningless and turned out to be very meaningful. And then we get D'Amico and CJ at the same time. Now we've got Joe Mixon and Dalton Schultz and Tank Dell. And dude, if they stay healthy, I mean, we're talking.
But did you see what Anthony Richardson just did? Yeah. Do we have to show the video?
Do you think he'll be windmilling on the football field as well?
Yeah. This is actually what his spike is after he scores touchdowns on every. So good. Yeah. He actually had.
I'm glad CJ and Stephon Diggs are on the field throwing balls and Anthony.
Wow. CJ Stroud
shows where your mind. It shows where the culture is.
CJ Stroud was sumo wrestling in Japan.
We got our priorities right.
CJ's doing a lot too.
CJ's on a lot of podcasts. He's talking a lot of shit, which I think is where he wants to be.
Carries himself very well, though.
Yes.
Very, very well. Very well-spoken young man. Seems to and he came to Houston, and after the second or third game, he's like, man, when I watch the Lakers and they lose, I'll never forget this. He said, when he's a Lakers fan, said, when I watch the Lakers and they lose, I'm pissed. I'm upset. He's a professional athlete saying that. And so, fans feel that. They're like, man, he wants to win. Like, he knows how we're feeling, especially in Houston. We've been down for a long time. Like, when your quarterback is possibly the greatest rookie of all time and is talking that much comment, that's great, dude. That's good for the culture.
Yeah, it is great for the culture, and he learned it all at Ohio State. So, AJ, this is partially your fault in this entire thing. But, yeah, everything he has done has certainly been that of a leading man, like a front man. This is who we would like to have be the face of a franchise. Literally since the day he stepped in, he's like, oh, I love Houston, started throwing up the bullhorns and everything. I mean, he started really buying in, but he credits Ohio State for making him that way because of the bad times and the good times and the pressure. So I guess this is your fault too, AJ.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that it goes to show you, if you get some big-time reps on a huge stage in college football, I mean, of course, I think there's a lot of great carryover, and it prepares you for the league. That's why I think a lot of these guys that were coming in from day one, especially when we see all these receivers that are studs, they step in, they start the first game, and they just go from there. I mean, maybe we see more quarterbacks have some early success like CJ, but I don't know if they're going to match what he actually did last year.
Pac-Man, why do some rookie quarterbacks struggle? Isn't it like they throw more picks than anybody? This guy didn't throw a pick for 14 weeks.
Well, I think he succeeded so much because they did the same thing they did in college. A lot of his stuff was getting out on the wing, play action, check down. If the home run is there, you hit it. But if you watch a lot of his plays, he either booting out and the action is coming back to him, or he's throwing backside. So, a lot of that is getting him out of the pocket. And it's hard. He can run, too. He don't want to run, but he can run. And I think D'Amico them have done a great job of letting him play in the high spots that he can play in. He's playing real comfortable right now.
Yeah, and look at the accuracy.
Oh, yeah.
Very accurate. It's unreal how accurate of a passer.
Just shut up, Parker.
Yeah. Thanks.
So hey,
I love it. I'm so happy that's where you're at right now.
What happened?
That's where I've been. I don't like it at all. Yeah. And Casario is one of the coolest guys we've talked to.
Very sharp.
Yeah, he's super smart. So.
And he rebounded great because there was some people did not like him for a minute, and now he's walking around like he's the smartest man in the league.
Yeah, we were mocking him.
Yeah, giving him hell.
Yeah, we were raising hell into microphones about how stupid of a man he was. He's wearing a headset. Okay, this guy's calling plays and the GM. Okay, Bill Belichick, huh? That's what you are? And then we had him on. He's like, In New England, I was on the headset listening. It just helps me understand what's needed, what's not needed. And we're like,
that's genius.
I guess you're actually smarter. Okay. So it's not a bad thing that you're doing. It's actually a good thing. So there's a lot. There's been a lot. But the AFC is packed.
Oh,
it's stacked and loaded. You go to this city with Joey B.
Yeah.
You go T. Higgins is bought in for 1 year. He knows exactly what the deal is. Everybody would be pissed if they were T. Higgins' position about how, like, what, only 1 year, you're not going to pay me? It's like, nope, this is how this is going to go. It is the Cincinnati Bengals. Feels like they have a lot to prove, and Joey B's back. You guys got to be flying very high in Cincinnati.
Very high. I actually had a chance to be with T. Hig this weekend, and he's ready to go, man. He know what it is. He going to have to play under the franchise tag. That's just Mr. Brown how it is. So I think he's eager to see how they do this year. They got a lot of young talent over there too. I think the Bengals gonna be good. As long as Joey B can stay healthy right now.
He looked healthy. Did you see him at that?
Is he wearing a custom jersey? Like, will his NFL jersey have a back?
Open back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Maybe.
That'd be cool. Are we forgetting how sick the Ravens are going to be with Derrick Henry this year? Because seeing that is going to be incredible.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Also, Russell Wilson's boxing now. So
Did you see that picture?
Yes.
Parker, you do any boxing?
I did in high school a little bit.
Freddie
Not
Roach
against Russ.
Freddie Roach is training Russell Wilson.
I probably wouldn't want to box Russell Williams.
Wilson, jeez, you didn't get his name right.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Williams.
You know, what's funny is Russell Williams is one of my best friends. He's probably watching this right now, so he probably loves that I just made that mistake.
Well, Russell Williams, you don't want to box him either. That boy would down
Big son of a big.
Look at it, so comfortable.
Him and Aiyuk would be electric.
You're right.
Pittsburgh, dude.
Yeah, I don't like to hear that. I don't like that at all.
You saw him wearing that Pirates hat when he was rolling in the facility.
Well, a lot of people wear the Pirates hat, obviously.
It's
That's why the
iconic.
Pittsburgh Pirates owner has always been able to cash in without ever having to invest anything in the team. Although now we got the Hundo boys and everything's different.
Hell yeah.
With that being said, if he was to get paid what he is expecting to get paid in the wide receiver market right now, George Pickens would eliminate all Pittsburgh Steelers things from his Instagram immediately, or Mike Tomlin would be the only guy that would be able to handle that entire situation. How do you think that goes if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? Dreaming of Aiyuk coming to Pitt, that's why you asked, I think, and that's why you kind of chimed in like, Pittsburgh, maybe he's wearing a Pirates hat. You want him to go to Pittsburgh?
I wouldn't be mad. I mean, listen, Super Bowl windows now. Okay, we got Russ for a year, maybe two. Okay, so Aiyuk comes. I mean, GP's on his rookie contract for another year or 2 years actually. So I'm not worried about that. We'll worry about that. That's down the road. Listen, you guys say it all the time. You win, there's enough for everyone to eat. Okay,
that's what they say. Not necessarily
Just
here,
not Pittsburgh, maybe.
but there will be enough to go around if we have some success.
Yeah.
George Pickens, Brandon Aiyuk. Huh?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're talking
Tough to defend.
Muth
Tough to defend.
with the
for
two
sure.
running backs.
Yeah, with Naj on a contract here, right?
Yeah.
If Russ is Russ. If Russ is the Russ that
Thank you.
we think.
well, he's
Minor
working.
detail.
He's not doing runways in Paris. Okay, he's working.
I mean, Russ had a good year last year too.
Bro,
It's not like
was that really
we're not
working,
talking
though?
about Russ as if he was shit like he was 2 years ago. Like last year, he wasn't
26
bad.
games,
He was balling a little bit.
Him and
last
Sean
year.
Payton just didn't get along. Like that's kind of the thing with Russ.
Bro, he was trash last year.
Okay.
Why do you think he was trash last year?
He was trash.
Just ass?
Yeah.
Just not good. Bad decisions, bad throws, everything?
All the above.
He had his moment.
Ball late, ball behind, then throw one good ball, the next ball a pick, then he hold the ball.
He didn't throw
too long.
one good ball.
No, he said he would throw one good ball, and then the next ball would be a pick.
Inconsistent.
A little inconsistent. But he's back to his roots. He's boxing again with
A lot
Freddie
of teams
Roach.
wish they had him. I'll tell you that.
Who,
Well,
who
Pittsburgh-
wanted him besides Pittsburgh?
I'm just saying there are a lot of teams that don't have a legitimate, it would take a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Colts.
Giants.
Parker, I don't even
Yeah,
know.
one.
I don't even know if you know this. The Pittsburgh Steelers are only paying him $1 million this year. They're paying him $1 million.
I like that.
A lot of teams will take
He's on his
that.
revenge tour.
Denver's paying him $44 million or something this year. $44 million they're
Sounds
paying
like
him.
good businessman to me.
Yep, it certainly
There you go.
does. Yeah,
Vikings would gladly take him for $1 million as opposed to paying Sam Darnold 10 or whatever it is. Yeah.
I bet Jacksonville would like to have him come in and compete with Trevor Lawrence.
Well, he's paid Trevor a bunch of money.
Raiders.
They paid him a
They
bunch
got
of money.
Mac.
Raiders.
The Raiders, but certainly Mac Jones is down there in Jacksonville. The Raiders, what are the Raiders doing?
Gardner.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, Aiden
I
O'Connell.
Yeah, they're
love
gonna
Gardner
compete.
Minshew.
Why is that? Because
I just think he's a dog, dude.
he is.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
kind of like he kind of has that Case Keenum thing. Like he can go in and win you a ball game.
Yeah.
Like he can get you a W. I think he beat the Texans last year, didn't he?
All right.
Yeah, he did. No, he did beat the Texans.
Yeah, but he also was a part of the.
He almost beat him in the last game of the season to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, we had a first down and we win that game. And guess who's not the whole
I can't
playoff?
remember. What happened?
Shut up, Parker. Okay, Parker?
That hits a sauce.
It was an AFC South Championship game. We were in the building.
Yeah.
We actually stuck around for it. We had to fly somewhere.
We went to
Houston.
Houston.
We flew to Houston for the national championship.
Yeah, so we flew down there late. We were supposed to be there like
Great
2 days
city.
before it. It is great. That's part of the problem.
There was tornadoes, actually. It wasn't.
Really?
We had to stay over an extra night.
Yeah, the night after. It was bad weather.
Good place to stay an extra night.
Well,
now when there's tornadoes, you see, you just can't do anything.
Yeah.
You see.
Not with that attitude.
Listen, maybe we get invited out to the ranch. Do we get invited
Yeah,
anywhere?
it would have been nice if you're doing all this cool shit and we're just hitting in
What
the
ranch are we
hotel.
on? 4 6s? Is that what the ranch?
No, it's called Hit Record Ranch.
Oh, okay.
Hit Record Ranch?
Hit record.
What would 4 6s be?
It's the 3 6s, I thought.
I think it's 4 6.
No, it's 4 6s ranch.
Okay.
4 6s ranch? What is the 4 6s?
It's a famous ranch in Texas. Made a little more famous because it was on.
One
I think
of the
Taylor
three
Sheridan
gods of
owns it
Texas.
now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Or
Taylor
him and a group of
Sheridan does
guys
own it,
bought
I
it, something like that.
We got some news out of the NFL world in cities paying taxes to the NFL, which is only going to get, I think, more and more now with this $14 billion legislation that just took place. Look for new jerseys to come out. Every team's going to have at least 2 to 3 new jerseys that everybody can pay. If they're going to have to pay $450 million per team in this DirecTV class action lawsuit that's taking place, the Jacksonville Jaguars are up for a new stadium. They're actually going to not have a home for about a year as they're building a new stadium. They came to an agreement with the city of Jacksonville.
Congrats, Jax.
Congratulations to Jacksonville and the city of Jacksonville keeping the Jaguars there until at least 2040, I think, or 2050. I forget the entire exchange. But they're also investing a massive amount of money. The Jaguars and the city have agreed to contribute $625 million to the renovation, but the city also has agreed to pay $150 million over the next 2 seasons on maintenance and repairs. So that's another $300 million there, if you look at that. And repairs to prepare the stadium for construction. This means the city will be responsible for 55% of the total cost. In addition, the agreement calls Jaguars owner Shad Khan to be responsible for the cost overruns if anything takes place afterwards as they're rebuilding back up in the similar spot that the current stadium is at, that they will be preparing this upcoming season, and then they will be off a season, then they're going to be off and running. So Shad Khan obviously negotiates a great deal for the Jacksonville Jaguars alongside the city that'll be paying 55% if you look at the 625, but then also $150 million for that
couple
setup.
years.
That doesn't count, though. What counts is what's going towards the new stadium. And then also down in Carolina, an agreement has been reached by the Carolina Panthers with the city of Charlotte and the state of North Carolina, where Tepper will be paying $150 million up front. Okay, here's $150 million.
Yep.
And the city will be paying $650 million. And we do know that there was a facility, a practice facility being built already in North Carolina where Tepper and the town had an agreement. The town did not hold up their end of the agreement. And after ground had already been broken, David Tepper stopped it and then filed bankruptcy and got the hell out of there.
Bingo.
So a deal getting done is a massive ordeal. It is obviously great for the city of Charlotte, great for North Carolina. Their fans are desperate for the team to be great and for their team to be relevant. And now, new stadium, maybe Super Bowl goes there.
That'd be sweet.
And it makes no sense that the Super Bowl has not been to Charlotte yet. Charlotte is a host city. Charlotte is a hub city. Charlotte is built for it. It would be a fantastic Super Bowl host. With these renovations, I assume that was the upsell to get the tax passed. Hopefully it will take place. But congrats to both these teams investing in their team alongside their city.
So the rendering didn't have a dome. Is there any chance that they're going to put one on? Because that is kind of the kicker when it comes to those Super Bowl conversations.
So I would assume the dome and the retractable roof are very expensive. So like this being an $800 million renovation, I'm not 100% sure that covers anywhere near the amount it would be for a retractable roof. But like up in Buffalo, I don't know. I appreciate the fact that you like it wide open and you want to, that's Buffalo football, baby, and everything like that. But you put a retractable thing on there, you can have events in the middle of winter in Buffalo. You potentially get a Super Bowl, even though that would be a hard sell up there. It can't be ruined by the weather, and I think Charlotte's south enough that they would say it's okay.
Yeah, I would assume in February that it's even if it's 60 degrees, like that's okay for a Super Bowl. But like you said, like Buffalo, you can leave that thing open the entire season and then just have the roof for the option so you can get a Super Bowl. Like there is no way a Super Bowl is going to Buffalo now. Whereas, I mean, who knows? I don't know what the exact number of how much that stadium costs, but the amount you're losing by not putting a retractable roof on it is crazy.
We think that NFL and games in cities bring a lot more value than whatever is being paid. Not only because like spirit and community and all that type of shit, but actual cash coming to downtowns for these games. Now, the Panthers had like 200 people at their last game.
Correct.
That's not certainly doing anybody any favors, but if it gets back to the place that it can be and hopefully will be, this money will be earned back to the city in leaps and bounds. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, insider for NHL Network, panelist for Hockey Night in Canada, which is obviously the show.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elliot Friedman. You look awesome. You look awesome, Fred. The hair flowing wonderfully. Thank you so much for joining us. And obviously, the NHL awards were last night. We all knew that was happening, right, Elliot? We all knew the awards.
Did you see the Pat McAfee impersonation?
Okay, so it was.
So good, man.
All right, so we're saying that was me. We are sure
yes.
Okay, all right. Yes, I did say it. I am honored. I am absolutely honored. And thank you to Matt Friend. Very kind of him to be a part of that. We didn't know the NHL awards were taking place last night. That's 100% on us. We need to look into that. Congrats to McKinnon. Congrats to Bedard. And obviously, the Florida Panthers. Today, though, the NHL draft is happening in the Sphere. I don't know. Does anybody, should we know? What do we need to know going into this particular draft, Frege? And how should we be looking at this thing as a whole?
Well, first of all, I was in there for rehearsal this morning. You're not allowed to post any photos on social or anything like that, but it looks spectacular. Like just on the visuals itself, it is, I don't know if anyone's been there. It looks terrific, and it's going to be a great show. Visually, it'll be a stunner. The number one pick tonight from the San Jose Sharks will be a young man by the name of Macklin Celebrini. His father, Rick, has been a long time strength and, I don't even know what the proper way to call him is. It's like strength and conditioning, sports performance, science. He's one of the best at it. He works for the Golden State Warriors. A couple of years ago when the Golden State Warriors were in Chicago, Draymond Green went with him and Steve Kerr went with him to watch his son play for the USHL team in Chicago. Didn't have a great game that night, and they left after 2 periods, but they could tell he was a real pro. He's not as spectacular as the Rookie of the Year this year, Connor Bedard, who plays for the Blackhawks, but he's extremely talented, and he's going to be a very good NHL player for a long time. He will help kickstart what the Sharks hope is their big rebirth. He's the number one pick.
All right, we'll all smoke CBD out here and watch the Sphere do its thing. Like that is what you. We actually have been in the Sphere. We were blessed by
you too.
And what's his
Bono.
Bono played some deep cuts, which we're very thankful for. It was Super Bowl week.
No, we aren't. That concert sucked, and everyone knows it.
Wait, you didn't like the U2 concert?
No.
Dude, listen,
and I love
Parker, we're not getting into this.
Jeez.
We're not getting into
U2 fans.
We are not. I am not a U2 fan, but I went in there, I experienced the Sphere. I knew 2 songs. And I think when we were driving to the Sphere for the concert and driving away from the Sphere for the concert, I knew like more than I thought of U2. I knew like 15, 20 U2 songs. Didn't hear any of them. He was playing basically an album, I think, because he was doing it.
Acting Baby.
Don't like that.
Yeah, bingo. It was Super Bowl week. It was Super Bowl week.
Play the hits, brother.
Yeah. Hello.
Didn't play it.
Yeah. Where the streets have no name. Didn't play it.
Didn't play it.
With or without
But he did play that one song.
They didn't play that?
No.
They didn't play any of their good songs.
None of them.
Slide a hand and twist of fate.
There you
Didn't
go.
play it.
Yeah. We were playing that in Soundcheck yesterday, actually.
Well, you're playing it more than they were playing at Super Bowl week at the Sphere. And then there was also this one Sphere, because how all-encompassing the Sphere, it is awesome. It's
crazy.
Incredible.
It is
so cool.
A phenomenal place for a show, and hopefully the NHL gets it right. Ice and all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even fathom what they'll do, although you saw it earlier today.
Yeah.
There was this one song, and obviously you're in Vegas, so 250 milligrams, maybe 300 milligrams.
Yeah, at least.
Trying to do it, trying my best to get in there.
Really?
Be a part of the show. Just ran all the worst words for 2.5 minutes straight.
Yes.
Brutal.
Every
Really
word,
bad. Really tough one.
Every word in your head right now that is a bad word, makes you feel bad. Like words that are just out there that just are not a fun word to hear ever. When you talk like crimes,
death, murder,
rape, incest,
abortion,
mass murder, like that.
Doesn't go well with 300 milligrams.
Well,
the way they
actually,
did it.
I was A-okay, but as I was watching it, I'm like, what are we doing?
And they spammed him too with like flash and strobe lights. Like it was like a.
It was like a full on. It was interesting the way his art was displayed. Then there was a balloon.
The balloon bit was pretty cool.
But then nobody came through the door.
Yeah, when he's singing to you through the door, though.
We need you to do a Sphere show, and then we would like to be a part of the consultation.
Were like seats vibrating and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, it was that
but
cool?
concert, you want to stand though, so it's an interesting dynamic. Like you two, obviously incredibly talented. They sold the place out. We paid, I think it was like 30 or 60,000 for a suite. 60,000 for a suite. I mean, that is, you're going to make a good amount of money in there. Yeah. But I assume the Sphere is going to be awesome tonight for all parties, not just diehard YouTube.
I'll tell you this: when my eyes were closed there, I really thought I was listening to YouTube performance. It's just like the same thing.
Thank you.
Free.
Thank you very much.
He's not lying.
Yeah, we don't need it. Big question in the hockey world, obviously, right now. Go ahead, Con.
Yeah, Elliot, right now there's a lot going on with the Oilers. Obviously, their GM's leaving. Is he definitely done with hockey, or is there a chance that he comes back? And then also Leon Draisaitl. I know the Bruins right now on some sports books are the odds-on favorite to get him if he were to be traded. Is that something that we might see this offseason as well?
This is what, first of all, with Ken Holland, I think that he will have a lot of options. I think that there's teams that are going to reach out to him. Do you want to be a consultant? Do you want to be an advisor? Like I've heard Utah, the new Utah team is one of the teams that's interested in maybe having him come on as an advisor. He'll be able to take some time.
Oh,
to
really?
He wants to go.
Free,
Yes.
really? Utah's thinking about it? Huh.
I think they're interested, yes.
That would make sense because if you think about what Ryan Smith did when he got an NBA team, he said, who's really good at like making teams? He goes, Danny Ainge, you're coming in.
Best ever.
And then if you get an NHL team and you've had success with that, why don't you just do the same thing? And now the Edmonton guy's contract is up. That feels like right? Doesn't that feel like
yeah, I don't think he'll be in charge of running the hockey ops, but if they pursue him, I think it'll be as kind of an advisor or a consultant kind of thing, not overall president of hockey.
because he doesn't want the full schedule of doing that and what that would be, or
I just like right now the position's not open, right? They filled it, and also I'm not sure that I'm not sure that he wants to do that. I think that it's he might want to golf a bit more. Who could fault him for that?
And what you say about Draisaitl? Go ahead.
What I would say about Draisaitl is this: I think that it was an emotional end of the season. I don't think you're going to see anything in the near future. Like there were some fans who said, "Hey, if Draisaitl's not committing, you got to trade him by the draft." The Oilers don't feel that way. There was the first day he can sign an extension is July 1st, and there were some people who said, "Look, if you don't sign him by that day, we're going to panic, and you might have to do something." The Oilers don't feel that way. This is going to go into the summer, and they're going to hire a new general manager. And then they're going to sit down and they're going to talk about this. And the one thing I would say is, I don't think this is just a Leon Draisaitl negotiation. I think that Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are going to want to know what each other thinks. And, you guys played, the emotion of going all the way to Game 7 of a championship final and losing it. Like you are in no position to make a big decision about your future in the aftermath. So I think everybody's going to take a few weeks to decompress, think about how they feel, and I think not only are the Oilers going to talk to Draisaitl about his future, but I think it's going to be Draisaitl and McDavid talking with each other about how they see each other's futures, and then discussing it with the team. Like to me, this is a package thing.
What's that mean? That means they're both back, both gone, both this, both that. Are the Penguins getting Connor McDavid? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he's not available for 2 years, so you got to wait longer.
Well,
No, that's not what you just heard. That's not what you just heard. I just think those two guys are going to sit down over the next couple of weeks and talk. They're really tight. They live not far from each other in the off season, and I think the two of them are going to talk about how they see the future and how that's going to work together.
Okay, so Gensel is a potential free agent. He's going to be a big conversation piece, I assume.
So this is what I can tell you, Pat. This morning or sometime last night, the belief is that Gensel had an ask for Carolina, which I have not confirmed, but I believe it's 8 times 8. And I think the Hurricanes have indicated they will do that. They have said to him, we will do that contract. And I think at this point in time, we're waiting to see if it gets hammered out. There are some teams who believe he's going to stay. There are some teams who believe teams like Tampa Bay are waiting to see if it does happen. And if not, Tampa Bay and Vancouver, they'll try to take their runs at Gensel. But the word here in Vegas this morning is that Carolina has indicated they will match Gensel's ask, and they're willing to put together a contract.
Well, congratulations to the Caniacs.
All right. Nothing is done until it's done. Nothing is done until it's done.
Well said.
Yeah, but
they have indicated they will match.
For the people in America who maybe don't know who this man is, this is like the Shefty rap sheet of the hockey world in Canada.
Yes.
So normally when old Freed is sniffing around on something, normally, and we appreciate that you did that for us there because, the Pittsburgh Penguins just said, get Gensel out of town. And then he leads them to then he leads them to be the Stanley Cup favorites. And it's like, now I'm hearing he could be a free agent. It's like, we didn't have to trade. Like, what are we didn't even have to trade him.
Nope.
And then we were in a playoff hunt towards the end of this. I mean, a lot of shit happened in Pittsburgh I'm not happy about, but I'm not just going to direct this entire conversation about the Penguins. They got a sick new jersey from Fanatics.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it this morning. Yeah. It is amazing. Go ahead, AJ, your question for Freed.
Hey, what about the Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers? When Bill Zito and the boys, have a window of sobriety tonight when they're in between celebrating everything, what are they going to do? What kind of holes do they feel like they might need to plug?
Well, I think their biggest free agent this year was Sam Reinhart, who scored 57 goals this season and had the winning goal in the Stanley Cup final in Game 7. The belief has been, AJ, that they're going to sign him, and there's a lot of talk that they appear to have something done. The word last night was around the 8 years, 9, maybe 9.5 range. Again, nothing is done until it's done, but that was the word floating around here in Vegas. I'm putting myself out there a little bit today, so I hope some of these turn out to be right. But the belief is that Reinhardt's going to stay. They're also talking to another one of their playoff heroes from the last couple of years, Carter Verhaeghe, who's been a big postseason goal scorer for them. They hope to get an extension hammered out this weekend. They have indicated that those are two of the biggest deals that they want to get done the next little while. They have a couple of defensemen we're keeping an eye on. Brandon Montour is a free agent. It doesn't appear that they're going to have the ability or flexibility right now to get that done. So Montour could hit the market, and there'd be a lot of teams looking at him. And there was a report last night that Aaron Ekblad, who is the longest-serving Panther, the assistant captain, the defenseman, that they may be trying to trade him. He's got a year left on his contract, and they may have to move him to keep some flexibility. We'll see where that goes. But definitely Reinhart and Verhaeghe are their big targets. Reinhart appears close to locked up. Verhaeghe, they're going to work on this weekend.
It's crazy how quick it all comes for Zito and them.
Have to.
He was just
Have to.
He was just throwing a water bottle like 4 days ago, pissed off. Now he's a Stanley Cup champion, crying all over the place, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, your assistant captain, we gotta
replace him.
Gotta get him out of here. They talk about how close of a family that team is, and then the reality of professional sports kind of hits them right in the mouth just a couple of days later. I'm happy I'm not in that position. Tampa Bay, I guess Steven Stamkos is potentially on the move. Is that real?
Yes, that is real. The GM, Julian Brisebois, met with reporters this morning. He said, we have not been able to make a deal, and I'm not sure if we can. Don Meehan, the agent, said today that it appears as if he's headed to free agency on July 1st. A couple of things here. Number one, I remember a couple of years ago, Evgeny Malkin, they said free agent. The next day he got a deal done. So I am always careful. You should always make sure this doesn't do a quick swerve or something like that. But I think the challenge here with Stamkos is, if you look at the Lightning's history, their core players, they have always taken care of them a year out. Kucherov a year out, Vasilevsky a year out, Hedman a year out, Point a year out. They said today that Hedman, who has another year left in his contract, may be signing an extension as soon as Monday. They have never taken care of Stamkos in advance. He is a really friendly, polite, first-class guy. But even people like that reach a point, and I'm wondering if he's finally hit it. Remember, last time he got within 3 days of he got within 3 days of free agency and took the deal.
Right.
We'll see if he changes this time.
All right, Freed, we appreciate the hell out of you. What time is this whole thing taking place tonight?
7 o'clock Eastern. 4 p.m. Pacific.
We can't wait to watch and see the next class of NHL All-Stars come in.
Hell yeah.
To the everybody drafted tonight going to make the All-Star team.
Especially whoever gets drafted by the Bruins.
And the Penguins.
Yep.
Does everybody have a pick?
No, sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to me. No, not everybody has a first rounder. I think there's 6 teams that have multiple first round picks.
Do the Penguins have a first round pick?
I got to check.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't remember off the top of
We
my
do
head.
not?
No, it's gone as part of the Carlson deal.
Nobody's going to be watching this anyways.
No, because you know what? I just wanted to make sure it was. They made a trade with Carolina, and I didn't think they got it, but I didn't want to radio myself on television.
Hey, it's okay. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. You made us smarter. We'll watch. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. Senior NHL insider at NHL Network and panelist for Hockey Night in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, Elliot Friedman.
Yeah, you didn't get a first for Getzel? What a joke, man.
There was like,
what a joke.
There was like 6 days left in the season.
Did you see this Fenway Sports Group, what they're up to?
Oh, I believe me. I've seen a lot of what they're up to.
Have you seen the video on the internet?
It doesn't make me happy, brother.
They're like the Commanders. They got poop and piss running all over the stadium.
That's rain. It's not poop and piss. It's rain.
Up there in Boston, this is piss.
It rained a lot. It's not poop and piss. It's rain.
Thanks a lot, LeBron.
Yeah, sorry. When the coolest, oldest stadium in the country needs some, maybe renovations, and the Fenway Sports Group, which runs the Penguins, doesn't like spending money, then yeah, you got to deal with some rain.
They still spend to the cap.
This is LeBron's fault.
What?
Ever since he joined that FSG, they have not spent any money.
Very true.
Yeah, as a Sox fan, it's true. And now with the Penguins, look, you can make your own kind of inferences about it, but that's just how it's been.
Let's talk about some other things that are taking place around the sports world before we pepper Parker McCollum with our last batch of questions here on ESPN. The ESPYs are taking place here in a couple weeks. Promotions taking place. A lot of conversation about Pat Tillman's name, American hero, obviously football guy, who had a full football career ahead of him, said, I need to go serve the United States of America. Ends up passing away with Friendly Fire, which was a whole scene of itself. Now there's an award named after him, as there should be in the sports world, because that is somebody who is the definition of selfless. It's going to Prince Harry. Who I don't even think he's a prince anymore, right? He said, don't call me that?
Yeah, he's been excommunicated as well.
Chosen, not...
See, why does the ESPYs do this shit? You know what I mean?
This is asinine. This is actually the most embarrassing thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's for sports people.
That's what the award is for, somebody who's committed their life to sport and everything like that. It's like, when you do something like this, the immediate reaction from humans and from sports fans and people with just common sense and brains. It's going to be like, hey, don't be putting our fucking guy with
He served though, didn't he?
Prince? Yeah, I think he had. I think it's a part of the entire process. And I assume Prince Harry, by the way, I don't know anything about him except for the South Park episode and then what I've learned from The Crown and everything like that. Did his people know hey, you publicly put me up for this award. You're just asking basically every person that considers themselves, American, saying this is bullshit, especially at a sports award type thing.
Yes.
I assume he knew that. They didn't expect that. It's
I don't like it.
Nobody does.
Yeah. They probably don't know anything about it. They probably have no idea about the award. They just say, of course, let's put you up for something. Let's get you, you can go give a great speech here at this American award show.
And I got a chance to talk at the beginning of the ESPYs, much to the chagrin of the people that run the ESPYs. They weren't necessarily thrilled about any of that and all that. But come on, man. Come on. Because you can celebrate sport. We should celebrate sport. Especially the worldwide leaders should celebrate sport in the moments and everything like that. But doing something like this is just obviously trying to piss people off. You know what I mean? And it's there's been numerous decisions of this type of thing over the last, decade, 5?
Yeah.
And I think there's one person that has kind of been put in charge of this entire thing. It's come on, bro. Come on.
It's just a gimmick. It's you couldn't find either some active U.S. military member or someone who can't serve anymore because of something that they did while serving, who is somehow there's probably hundreds and thousands of people that they could have found who could have benefited from this award, but instead, let's give it to Prince Harry.
Make up an award.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the very least, somebody from the United States.
Or just make up an award. How about it's the ESPY for royal family member who doesn't want to be called royal family member who loves sports.
Yeah.
Those two.
Got a good ring. Got a great ring to it. They should do that.
That'd be a sweet award.
They could
Makes
do
sense.
that. They could do that.
Or do like a global one. Like if they
Well, they could do
wanna
whatever they
give it
want,
to-
really.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's embarrassing.
It is. It's tough. You know what else is wild? This Filipowski stuff. I'm not diving into it. I'm not diving into it.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
He went to the,
I want to hear both sides. I want to hear everybody's side of that story.
He went to the right place.
I want them to bingo. That's why it adds even more to it. Like,
Yeah.
was this kind of a part of it? And then, like, you think of the conversations that had to happen behind the scenes. But, we need all parties represented in there with the muted mics, no audience.
Amen.
Okay, just like we saw last night, so we can get the full on, coherent thoughts from everybody that's in front of one of those mics, just like last night.
Sure. But we're also all on the same page with this one, right? I mean, I don't think your brother and mom and family members are coming out and putting that on Twitter very publicly if it's not like, hey, this is the situation. And this is the situation.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. But
Clearly, he had game early on.
Yeah. Yeah, but he did in his
That's a nice way of saying
pregame interviews and his combine interviews answer all the questions. Know all the facts.
All right. We'll be back. We'll be back in a couple weeks.
Didn't lie.
We thank you all so much for allowing us to do this stupid shit every day. Goodbye. Buy tickets from SeatGeek. Nailed it.
Yep.
Got it in.
Yep.
Got it in. That's on me.
Do you think
Ian.
there's I see you two up there on the screen together, you and AJ. You think there's like a third co-host, like just live streaming our show and doing
Their own show?
That's like their own show, but
That would be
it's part
sweet.
of the show at the same
sweet.
time.
And then is Elon promoting it too?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think people are doing. I saw that last night.
It was cool.
Yeah.
The real
Good idea.
Yeah,
good angle.
exactly. And he crushed. He won.
It was
He
crazy.
always had the final word. It's crazy.
Yeah, and a little bit more time too.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little.
What a great night.
It was such a great night.
USA loses to Panama. Okay. We lost to Japan.
What?
And then we got that thing happening. It's like, what the fuck has been going on? I don't pay attention enough. Okay, that is very evident. Because last night I turned on my TV and I think AI is taking over and it's not real. And there's a lot of people saying like, hey, but it's like, who's making this? That's what's happening right now. What have you guys been doing over there? You guys have been attacking sports people for a long time. Remember the journalists and politicians? Sports people are stupid.
Notre Dame, Clemson.
We're done. Yeah, bingo. Whenever, the whole thing. We get attacked. We're done. We're this. And then I get a glimpse into their world like once every 4 years, I guess. What? What? What are we doing? Is there anybody? There has. Hey, smart people.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Okay, we appreciate that.
They need to run like a highlight tape tonight of like George Washington beheading some Brits.
Yeah.
With like a saber, saying like, hey, this is what we used to be.
To get our mojo back?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys remember this? Remember when GW was, going down the river and just being like, you know what? Let's
That was
get out
wild
of
to watch. Oh, 6 handicap. Okay.
here. Lie.
That
That's a
was
lie.
awesome. That was amazing.
And he said
Carry
he
on
wants to
bag.
carry his own bag?
Yep.
What? What am I? Are we? What are we? We're not in reality. So we're
I'll
just
tell you
saying,
what, I'd watch it.
bingo.
Oh, hell yeah.
We need it.
Hell yeah.
The match huge. Would shatter
They both should carry their backs. We should watch it.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear that?
Almost.
What do you mean?
Oh,
What do you mean almost? That was spot on.
Hey, just real quick. So when you're playing at night at these concerts, if I go to SeatGeek and
Country music concert.
country music concert, when you do this,
Yeah.
this-
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Do the
is
rock.
is the rock the down strum or the up strum?
Don't forget about that front foot kicking up.
I think it's an
Yeah.
up strum.
The front kick. There it is.
There it is.
I got one move, and
It's awesome.
right here on live television, that's it.
That's all you need.
Hey, hold on.
It's
though.
the best ever.
Thanks,
You,
guys.
you don't fear the man
Thanks,
who practices 10,000 kicks. You fear the man that practices one kick 10,000 times.
Bingo.
Bars.
Well said.
Do you ever start playing the drums on your guitar during the show? You ever start doing
No, sir. No
Something
drums
like
for
that?
Parker. I play them in sound check every now and then, the real drum set.
How about
you do?
How about the guitar?
Every now and then.
How much guitar are you playing throughout a concert? Because I know some guys.
I
play a lot.
it all kind of depends on how it sounds. Like some nights I can't hear. It's like some nights it sounds really, really good, and I'm right there with the guys, and then some nights it doesn't. So I'll kind of lay back because I don't want to be throwing them off if I can't. Because like I'm at the over here, over there. I'm doing the whole deal. So like, and we don't run. There's no tracks. There's nothing fake on stage. There's no live auto tune in our show. Never has been. Never will be. Like it's a real band, really ripping, 100% live.
How common is
every
that,
night.
Park? For real, how common is that to play like you guys do with, like you said, no auto tune track, no
Like
nothing?
in popular country
Yeah,
music
like any normal
nowadays,
concert.
that's
In normal concert.
super popular. There's still I mean there's a lot of bands that do it, but there's a lot of bands that don't. Which I just prefer that. I like bands.
Yeah.
I like music. I grew up loving bands. I like to hear people. I want to hear. I don't want to listen to. Sometimes it's good. Like some artists do it really well, and they don't even think about it. But I like a band, man.
Do you only like country music, or do you like
No,
all? Aside from country, who are your guys?
I mean, I was listening to EI by Nelly yesterday.
Underlay, mama.
I just forgot. I'd forgotten about the song, and I was like looking for something new in the gym. I was like, "Damn, that song goes so hard."
Yeah, it certainly does. Him and Aaliyah, or no, not Aaliyah. Sorry. Rest in peace to Aaliyah.
No,
Ashanti.
Ashanti.
Yeah.
Jesus, I am so sorry to. I am an Aaliyah fan.
Me too.
That's on me. That's on me. They're having a baby.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nelly and Ashanti are having a baby.
It's like Ben Affleck and J-Lo getting back together.
But they're going to end up
they're done.
What?
Yeah, they're
Well,
they just got back together again.
They're back. She's back on Starbucks.
He's smoking again. And drinking too. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
You have a favorite city to play?
Outside of Des Moines from last night.
Man, I really like playing in Boston.
Boom! Best fans in the world, baby. Best fucking fans in the world.
I'm so sick of that.
I like playing in Boston. I really like playing in Austin, Texas, just because that's where it kind of started for me. I moved there like 10 days after I graduated high school. Told everybody I was gonna be a country singer. Nobody believed me.
Hell yeah.
And
Fucking suck it.
100%, man. For a long hawk tour. So I love playing in Austin, Texas. That city just kind of. I lived there for a long time, so it just kind of. I don't know. I feel good when I step off the bus.
Zito just told me July 12th you're playing with Carrie Underwood in Chicago. Is that true?
I think Carrie's on another night.
Oh, just same festival.
I think we headline Friday night. I think Carrie may be the night before.
Headline.
Or
Is that a big deal too? Like headlining festivals?
I mean, that means you're the biggest artist that night. So
fucking
that's sweet.
It'd be cool. I love Chicago, man. I really like playing there. They got great golf courses.
Yeah, you're a sandbagger. We all know that. The guy cheats.
As my guitar player Alex says, I rarely cheat at golf. Every now and then I will.
Yeah, but you'll tell people you're bad at golf.
No, I am bad at golf.
See, there it is.
You saw me on that par 3 course.
What's your handicap?
Dude, legitimately.
6? Biden?
No, it's not.
I'll tell you right now, I could beat Joe Biden in
Oh! This guy's a 5 handicap.
I could do that. I could do that, but I'm not a 5 handicap. I would do some unforgivable stuff to be a 5 handicap. That'd be
hell yeah.
Like what?
What are you?
Talk good, you know, for a 5 handicap. You know what I mean?
It sounds like.
I'm a businessman, dude.
Okay.
Having a good handicap's good for business.
It is. A lot of things get done out there, and being good at golf is certainly a benefit in all aspects of life. And you are very good at golf, and you acted like you weren't, and then dunked in my face pretty much. Almost holed first hole. Almost hole in one in the first hole.
He's probably got like a perfect swing too. Didn't he have like a perfect swing?
Yeah,
I would imagine Parker's got like a perfect swing. Probably work with like Butch Harmon.
No, I swing over the top super hard. I can hit it a long way, but I can't hit it straight very often. The only thing I'm really good at golf is chipping. Like my short game is I have good
Very
hands.
important. So you
That's
shoot
it.
like 70. You shoot like 74 probably.
No, I've shot 86. I've shot 80. The score of 80 6 times with a double on 17 or 18 all 6 times.
So mentally, we weren't ready for that.
I've never broken 80, and I hate to admit that on national television because all the men in my family are absolute
I haven't either.
sticks.
Good news.
Oh, so you're the
We're only on the internet.
Yeah. You're the worst in your family?
By far. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I believe.
I beat my dad for the first time ever the other day at Austin Country Club. I missed like 6 birdie putts in a row to shoot 83. And he's really good. I mean, he's a 4.5 handicap, and like 83 is good for me. Like that's a nice day on the course for me. I shoot 83. I'm like, I'm playing it. Yeah. But
6 misses. Jeez.
Yeah,
man.
6 in a row. I parred the last 6 straight holes, and I had a birdie putt. I just wasn't my day, dude. They weren't falling. But Dad's a stick, and I did beat him.
You know John Butler Trio?
No.
We play the.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Real quick.
Play up here.
I can't play it just now because I don't really.
Slide a hand and twist your face.
YouTube stream.
Who's that?
That's you too.
That's you
yeah,
too.
fuck
That's
yeah.
a $60,000 concert you went to. What do you mean?
Well, they didn't play that.
Just play the
Yeah,
hits.
exactly.
Play the hits.
That's why you don't know.
I can't believe they wouldn't.
Bro, it was
play
the
that.
worst
Dude.
set list maybe ever.
For sure.
Not maybe ever. It was the worst set list
They also
ever.
used like a quarter of the sphere.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, you're
the
right.
sphere is
I'm not getting into this again. We started a whole fucking thing.
I heard the Grateful Dead thing is is great. The Sphere. I heard multiple people say it's really cool.
Yeah, the videos look awesome. And when we were in there, we're experiencing this concert. It's like, in my head, I was like, okay, if we were to get somebody that really invested in this place, it would be an awesome, show.
I think Chelsea's the best venue in Vegas, dude, in the Cosmo. It's like a 5, 6, 7, maybe 1,000 person theater.
It's not better than the Sphere.
No, but it's just a great I don't need the Sphere. Sphere's probably great. It's probably an incredible experience, but like
we need you in the Sphere. You
Yeah,
need
you
to
need
watch
to get in the show.
We'll do the creative design.
I like
I like that.
1,000 horses running behind you.
Yeah, like you're riding in a stampede.
Stampede of horses. Golly,
Your horse-
production costs gonna be high.
No, to be an actual horse on a treadmill.
Yeah,
you'll be riding.
Yeah, but the screen will have.
Yeah,
the screen will have
fake
all-
horses
riding behind you.
Yeah, and you'll be.
And you're
Naked.
I think you even fucking charge.
And Connor will be front
Naked
row.
riding bareback, dude.
Boom.
What's
Get
that?
those viral views,
You guys are ranching out there, so you got.
Can you ride bareback?
dude. We would do it like every now and then when I was a kid. We would. It's
not safe.
I've ridden a horse butt naked before, yes, but it's the worst idea I've ever
Cowboys
had.
doing some stuff.
That's Cowboys.
So when you're riding a when you're riding a horse, you got your guitar because you got to go show up at a song.
100%.
A gig at a saloon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it around your back like this? Is that how we're? Is this what we're, how we're riding in on?
You bet your hole.
Yeah, this is how you do it.
Bet your hole.
And then on top of the thing, are you?
Yep. Boom.
I had a horse. I had a horse I would stand on all the time, named Shorty.
A high horse?
You're a high horse guy, huh?
Yeah, it makes sense. You're a high horse and all that.
No, not a high horse. Just it
You're
was-
better than me. And tattoo. That's why you look down on everybody doing Parker McCollum football. And $3,000 boots on my feet right now.
If you go to a Pat McAfee show and he doesn't play that, worst set list
That's
ever.
the hit.
Well,
That's it.
Worst set list ever.
we would like to gift you this.
Wow.
You gave us boots. So,
Special
Old
guitar as
Fred
well.
Fender.
we'd like to gift you this guitar from us to you. There's
Man.
a little dust on it, but
Play it tonight.
there might
Don't
be.
let it fool you.
Let us down
About the songs inside. I wrote a song with him, David Lee Murphy.
What's your favorite cover?
Lee.
Yeah, it's called Hurricane. It's our opening song on the show tonight.
Oh, okay.
So you
The
actually
only song in all of my country music career I've ever said the word beer in. True story.
Yeah, why don't we do that more? You think about that for like
Man, I don't. It's not my thing, you know.
Write a beer song?
I'm kind of a nerd with the songwriting thing, man.
What do you mean?
I just like, I don't know. I don't. The beer pickup truck, dirt road.
What the hell's wrong with that?
Country music. It's great. It's great. It's
fucking
great.
points, brother.
But there's so much of it.
No.
No, what are you talking about?
So much. Of
Well,
it.
there's not enough American flag ones. You could do a song about the flag.
Do you know why there's so much of it? Because all those things are awesome.
Yeah,
All the
and they're-
time.
Yeah.
We're very aware that those are country music song words. That
I never heard that before.
What about a ranching one?
What about a ranch one? Yeah.
a ranching song. Like,
She broke my heart, so I broke a horse.
Yep.
Speaking of ranch,
my
don't y'all
God.
think
That's
Hidden?
a banger.
Don't y'all like Runny Ranch? Like
Yeah.
ranch dressing.
Yeah.
Needs to
Of
be
course.
runny. Hidden Valley. I want to like put this on the internet and call them out, but like they've been missing a huge opportunity for several decades. They have thick ranch, and they're like the face of ranch dressing. It's bullshit. It needs to be runny, and somebody needs to address that.
Those store bought ones. That
Wait a minute.
That
Hold the phone.
Kraft Ranch stinks too.
It needs to be addressed immediately. Whoever
No,
the CEO of Hidden Valley is,
I think Hidden Valley's got it.
probably the same guy at Boeing.
Whoa.
Well, you don't.
Whoa, play a song. Don't talk about that. Don't about
We
that.
like you. We like you. We like to keep you around.
Yeah. What's that, AJ?
I don't know. I thought he was talking about the moon landing. I saw a clip
Space
online
station.
sometime.
All right.
Space station.
AJ, do you think we went to the moon?
Like, Parker?
Yeah, we went. We were there.
Do you think-
Absolutely. They hit golf balls from the moon, Park. We know that.
You think, Parker?
Yeah, we did, Parker.
Say this.
Yep, we did.
I mean, you're from Houston or around there.
Houston,
I think
have
we
a
went.
problem.
I think we went. But if they didn't really go, I understand 100% why they lied.
Amen.
And I'm very happy that
to
they
beat
did.
Russia.
I like that.
And I'm very happy that they did. They had to win that race.
Had to win
We're
the
not
space
here,
race, brother.
We're not here.
That might be the smartest
if they,
I've ever heard on the subject.
Yeah, we're not here if they don't.
Why don't you sing a song about that? If we lied, it was good.
Yeah.
Had to win the space race.
I don't even know.
Fuck the commies.
And fuck their face.
Boom. There's the verse. What are we doing your fucking job for you? Good Lord.
I don't know how many songs we can write for you in one day.
Beal. You ever perform at the NHL awards show?
Dude, I haven't.
Were you
played
there
this
last
one.
night? Did you and Pat fly in together?
All right, I was not there.
No, I flew into Iowa yesterday afternoon.
Hell yeah.
How was Iowa?
Electric, dude.
Always is.
Yeah,
brother.
they were money last night. Really, really good.
Where'd you play? Wells Fargo?
We did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great venue.
Really cool.
Will you play that guitar tonight? The gift from us.
I could play. I could play.
How many
should
guitars?
smash it.
How many
You should
guitars
smash
do you
it, too.
play in a night? One guitar or multiple?
Three.
Maybe we don't smash it. Maybe,
How's your guitar
Maybe we
tech?
just play it.
Is your guitar tech just a nuclear weapon?
He's great, man. His name's Eric. I don't think he likes me very much.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is that
I'm
a
not
guitar
sure.
tech day?
I don't know.
How many picks do you throw per show?
He doesn't really get my
do
jokes.
throw a lot of picks.
Every time I'm messing with him, he's always like, "Okay."
How many picks you throw?
I'm like,
How many picks? you
My
throw?
bad, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't disrespect you. Sorry, you're working for my tour. But
How many picks?
Yeah, how many picks are you?
A lot of picks, but it varies.
You shoot them like if you see a beer. Like
I've actually
front row?
I got a little something tonight. It's making its debut tonight.
What?
I've been
Indianapolis?
I've been working on getting this device for a while, and luckily we carry one of the pieces of this puzzle, a CO2 or whatever it's called, that we have it on stage for some of our production, and so I have a T-shirt gun.
Oh,
hell yeah!
Yeah. Took a while to come in.
Headshots.
We were going to use it.
No,
We were going to use it last night. It shoots like 400 feet, dude.
You know.
We're going to be sending them
You need
tonight.
to drill someone.
Yeah,
front
no
row.
headshots.
Yeah,
No.
front row.
Please,
Dude,
please.
You look like you need one. Boom.
Yeah. Oh man.
Free T-shirt. Free T-shirt gets the people going. Are you gonna Hulk Hogan this thing? Or are you gonna?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tonight I haven't even gotten to see it in person yet. It just came in yesterday. They're getting it filled up right now.
You
and
need
I
to
get
sauce it.
Yeah.
You need to sauce
Bingo.
it.
Yeah. Can you?
I want an automatic one. We do. I mean, that would be.
Oh, they have one of those. At the
They have 'em at
Fever.
hockey
Yeah,
games.
it's like a Gatling gun. There's like there's probably 20 little things, and you wheel it out, and it goes fucking nuts. Seriously.
That is
Man,
a good
I made a
idea.
mistake
though.
getting the one I got. I'm gonna
No.
start with this one though.
Yeah.
Can you play I'm a Real American while you do it?
And Hulk Hogan this thing.
Yeah.
I'm a real American.
I am a real American. Fight for T-shirt for every man.
Great song.
And then you
Who
could.
is that?
Yeah.
That's Hulk Hogan.
That's Hulk Hogan's fucking entrance song, bro.
Heard of him?
Really? I
sound
saw
like
him
a
in
bitch.
person for the first time in my life at
Karaoke?
Formula One Miami.
Karaoke.
And
You're at Hogan's Hangout?
I've only been starstruck a couple times in my life, and I didn't even talk to him, and I was just like,
That's Hulk Hogan.
"Damn, dude, I remember you in that really shitty Three Ninjas third
What?
movie they made."
I knew
What?
that.
That's how you remember him? Partner, don't you be talking like
Whoa,
that.
you're wrong.
Okay, no,
brother.
Hulk Hogan's not shitty. The remake of the Three Ninjas
Yeah,
movie
but
they
you said
made
that's
was.
where he was from. That's not
Yeah.
where Hulk Hogan's from.
Well, that's what when I was a kid. That's why I remember him from.
I mean, shout out Dave Drag.
I'm getting cooked on the
Yeah.
on the fucking Pat McAfee show.
No, you're not.
I'm getting cooked.
No, you just cooked Hulk
Talk
Hogan.
about
He's
Hulk.
got skinny legs. He's talking shit at Hulk Hogan. I mean,
Hulkster redeemed himself too. He made it.
you can do whatever you want on your last day at
Was
work.
Grandpa Tanaka in the third one? Maury Tanaka? Was he in the third one?
I don't remember.
Oh no.
Was
you
Colt and
remember
Tum
Hulk
Tum and Rocky?
No, I think
Yeah,
the kids
it
were
was-
different actors.
They
weren't
were.
they in that one?
They were, yeah.
Yeah. The first two were.
No, you're right.
great.
High Noon at Mega Mountain fucking stinks. You can say that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was, like even when I was like 10, it came
The
out,
first
I
one
was
was
like,
awful.
Yeah,
Well, the first one was unbelievable. You couldn't live up to that.
yeah, it's so good. dude.
Hulkster's newest movie with the Big Show though.
Oh my
fucking
God.
delivers.
Really?
You should check it
Young Hercules. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even about any of that anymore for Hogan. It's just about karaoke night on Mondays at
It
Hogan
is.
Hangout, which you need to stop by.
I felt bad for him, dude. He had to admit all that stuff on video in court. I have a lot of sympathy for him.
You doing
What do
any
you
covers
admit?
tonight or what?
What do you admit?
No.
No.
A hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, boo-hoo, I got a big old dick. Sorry I lay pipe, brother.
So you're not playing any covers tonight?
We don't usually play covers.
No. I like it. You did for our show down in Alabama.
Yeah, Dirt Road.
Huh?
Was that what you played?
I think so.
No, you played Sweet
Sweet Home
Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh, you mean on the y'all show? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And then on game day, did you?
Nobody heard it though, because
Yeah, it was.
the microphones weren't on.
Yeah. Well, if it means anything, we're now full Zito production again.
Yeah, we fixed that.
Yeah, because
Let's go.
every week there's something.
I had a text from my dad afterward. It was just ... Mike. It's like I guess he was watching.
Yeah, you know, yeah, he was. He should have been proud because you were. That was an uncomfortable situation for all of us.
Absolutely.
And
That
you
was
were-
tough. Y'all put me out there on a fucking island.
You said y'all. I mean, come on. Come on, it wasn't necessarily. I mean, it was us. Like,
We had a conversation where the conversation
I will say
was not that.
I won't complain, and I texted you after this. I was grateful just to have the opportunity.
Yeah, I understand that, but boy, we felt terrible that you were muted. Happened to Bill Belichick too, if it means anything. Draft night, his debut on our show, muted 10 minutes. Yeah, same people doing a lot of the same stuff. So we just kind of
Billy.
Yeah, well,
Isn't he
sometimes
dating a real young lad?
I don't know,
but not a lad.
Lassie.
I haven't heard that.
But
comparatively speaking, probably a lad.
What? No, she's a lass.
She's a woman.
lass.
She's a woman.
She is. She's young though.
Yeah,
she's younger.
Love that.
It's all relative.
Way to go, Billy.
It's a long time though.
Billy Belly.
It was a very
Really
long. It was a very
Billy Belly.
Hey, Bill's living his life. Hey, whatever makes Bill happy, you just gotta do. And we heard from said lady's ex-boyfriend, who also older gentleman, so she is wise beyond her years. Hey, whatever people got to do to make themselves happy. What have they got to do? Speaking of being happy, when you play that guitar tonight, we are gonna be so pumped.
Oh my God!
Wait.
We're gonna be so thankful, and you should break it in half.
You should
maybe 1,000 pieces.
I don't know if he should have it anymore after the things he said past couple minutes here.
About what?
About Hulkster?
Yeah.
I knew that was.
I didn't say
fucking
anything
grind
bad
his
about
gears.
Hulk.
You just didn't
You
know.
didn't say anything good.
Don't worry about
Said his movie.
What do you have good to say?
I said the movie that they tried to make into a trilogy
In the bedroom?
did not live up to the first two.
What movie?
The what was the name of that one?
3 Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Yes, the roller coaster one where they go to the theme park.
There it is,
Yeah,
there it is.
trash.
The
Hulk
Night
was
Vision
great
one?
though. Oscar worthy in that one.
Yeah.
Real good.
AJ in the shot, just speaking from fucking right there.
Just fuming.
Yeah. Look at him.
Incredibly offended after he defended
AJ.
my great legs.
Okay, bro, you can say.
Oh, what's happening? Hey, guys.
AJ, you see these boots I got on? Little new.
Those are legit.
Thank you. They're actually getting more and more comfortable as the day goes on, which is good.
You can kick him in the face.
Who's that?
AJ.
That would hurt.
I don't know.
Don't do that.
Imagine-
Please don't.
No, the hip flexor. Is it back? I
good
guess
call.
this would be the test.
Well,
that's a little high.
Yeah, bring him down a little bit here.
A little bit high there.
Yep. There we go.
No, keep bringing him down. Yep.
Oh,
And then
here you go. I'll go.
You ready,
I'll go
folks?
with
You
it.
know
Let me
which way
see.
we're headed.
Boom, boom.
Oh, no. Still got it. You still got it.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's have a great weekend. Let's have a week off. Let's do this entire thing. We'll see you guys in a few weeks. We can't thank you enough for joining us. If Parker McCollum is playing a show in your town, you should go.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a showman.
Yep.
Big time.
Thanks, guys.
He's awesome.
You are.
Stage presence.
You are.
Stage
Burn
presence.
it down
off the
tour
chart.
coming to a city near you.
You have pizzazz.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Just so I know, what key did I sing that Burn It Down?
G.
Yeah,
I think Burn It Down's in
How
G.
do you know? The keys are so weird to me. How you can know that?
I can just tell, like, it's like muscle memory for me. Like, when I was singing
So we'll
one
sing
in my head.
What's a C?
It was the same. That's a C.
Nailed it.
How's that sound in your voice? How's that sound in your voice? A C.
Late night train back to Austin.
That's a C, AJ. Good call on that.
Holy
That's good.
shit.
That's a good key.
Yeah.
C's good
What's
key.
another key?
Say it again.
What's another key you could sing in?
G. It's a weird. Burn it down till it's ashes and smoke. That's G.
That's good too.
That's good.
Okay, what is an F?
I wish I knew
don't have
anything about
in the
music.
key of F, but like so.
What's another key that would be a good one to ask right now?
But E.
E's good. It's a long day.
Yeah.
Living in a cedar, there's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free, free falling, falling. And I'm free, free falling, falling. And I'm free, free falling, falling. And I'm free, free falling. Free falling, falling back down.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I had no idea that was your song.
It didn't. It sounded a little different than
I
I've
had
heard
no
that
idea
song
that was
before.
your song that you wrote.
Free Falling?
Congrats.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't know that?
No.
Did you also? Was there a dance with Mary Jane that happened one last time? Did you do that? Did you write that song?
Long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good song, too.
Great. Back in the
Fast
day.
Car. Didn't you write Fast Car?
Yeah, real fast car. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'll-
Grammy.
Yeah. Hey, that was amazing.
40 years later.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Thanks,
That
guys.
was really cool.
Real talent.
Thanks for having me. I thought I was coming on for like a 5-minute interview, so that was pretty cool.
So, why would we ever do that? Just like
Because 99.99% of everything I've ever done, even remotely close to this,
Mhm.
has been very, like, they just have you on, boom, and you're out.
Oh, no, not in here.
Not in here.
That's true, yeah. It would make no sense. Why would we do that?
That's dumb.
I sincerely appreciate it.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, what the fuck?
No,
You
not at all.
enjoy
the game?
No. I was
So
a great game.
I just wasted all the.
I felt like I just dropped 80, like Kobe. That's how I felt like.
Okay, you did.
Like that.
Truly did.
A couple assists too.
Some nights you can't buy a bucket, and some nights you drop 80.
I mean, windmill dunk with his question as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't leave that out of the
Yeah, you did do journalism.
A little journalism?
And you did some inflection in your voice. I don't know what you want to. Maybe B minor.
B minor.
CF major.
Oh, you want to put on the high school theme? You already smoking? Oh.
I like that.
You not watch Sopranos?
Oh yeah.
I do not.
He tried.
He tried.
Numerous times.
I did. You got a song from there?
No.
You
I
play
don't-
the theme song?
I can't even think of one song in that
Woke
show.
up this morning.
There it is.
And I got myself a gun. Got myself a gun.
Y'all should legitimately put out one track.
We
Y'all
already
should-
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all should put out a legitimate.
What if we stood behind you tonight and just?
I don't really want to commit us to anything, because we are a pretty non-committal group. But if we were,
I think that's why we get
potentially-
along so well.
if we were potentially to do this behind you, we might all change our course of plans.
Dude, but you got to be in time.
Do you not see this?
Hello.
Right on time, bub. We sound like that thing that goes in your ear whenever you're writing songs. What's that thing called?
A lot of white people get in trouble when they start clapping.
Okay, Parker.
Get you way out of time.
The hell?
Yeah, we agree.
That's very true.
So you don't do any of this in your shows? Like, hey,
Dude,
listen-
no.
Oh, it's big.
If you have in ears, you're good because you can't hear them. But like, if it's like a radio thing or acoustic thing or something, they start clapping. Everybody. We're all looking at each other like, we're fucked. Like, it's all.
Favorite song to play? Favorite song to play?
Probably Tails I Lose.
Mm-hmm.
Heads. You win.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't cover any big and rich tonight?
That's right. Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
No big rich.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Will you
What
tell
is that
people?
song? What is that song? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. What is
Yeah.
it? Well, I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city.
Make a lot of noise, cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old Studley Roy.
Girls say,
save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Oh, see? Look at us. Let us be the creative director.
God
Way to
damn
go,
it.
guys.
All right. So we got,
We got that
yours.
one?
We got that. We got
Free falling.
Yeah. And Last Dance.
And Last Dance.
maybe a couple U2 hits.
Yeah, with or without you.
We did. I'm not lying. We literally, Alex, one of my guitar players, started playing that randomly, and it's one of my favorite songs ever. And
Banger. Yeah.
and sound.
You won't hear him at the Sphere.
No, you won't. No. Don't go see you two at the Sphere. They won't play.
We were
They're
told.
done, I think. They're done.
Y'all
No.
need to have Bono on the show. And,
I don't think Bono's coming on our show.
He would love it.
Not
He
with
would
that
love it.
attitude.
Maybe the Edge.
Bono would shoot me in the head if he got the opportunity.
Yeah, Ty was a little boozed up, a little hungover, / both of them after that particular concert. Then we go live from Radio Row. And we had all talked, and we all felt the same exact way about the concert.
Yes.
Like 10, 15 deep, all feeling the same exact way. Like, Sphere's cool, but this was bullshit, that this is how this went, especially Super Bowl week. So Ty just couldn't contain himself, kicks off the show. 10-minute rant about
I believe in playing the hits, man. Big time.
Yeah. That's
Waiting
smart.
all
Nights-
night for
like,
Uno,
I even have
Dos, Tres,
songs that I get
Catorce.
tired of. And I'm like, if I went and saw John Mayer, I'd want to hear Gravity. I'd want to hear Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. If I go hear George Strait, he doesn't play Amarillo by Morning, I'd be like, I'd be disappointed.
The fuck, George.
George Strait ain't disappointing anybody like that.
Well, he has 60 number ones, dude. So how do you even pick a set list? And he only played
play 'em
8
all.
of them.
Let's play them all.
60 number ones?
Most all time, any genre.
Ooh.
Because we had Kenny on, he's
That's why I always-
up to 36.
Yeah, I always joke I'm only 56 behind him.
You're going to get it. You got time.
Yeah, you got way
We're gaining on it.
Way
We're
more
gaining on
time
it.
than him.
Especially with how fit you are, and how jacked you are. All right, normally we would do this with Pac-Man, but since we have special guests.
Yes, sir.
Parker, you want to make some putts maybe to give away some money?
I'll shoot a 3.
Let's see.
No.
What kind of day
I was
are
gonna
we
say
having?
you're a golfing man.
Yeah.
I'm actually
you
taking
got
a
it.
little time away from the game right now.
Well, you got a good jumper then.
Rory and I are
Why?
taking a little
What's
time
that
away
mean?
from the game.
What happened?
I just had I went through a bad little streak. I wasn't playing well, and I'm like, why do I come out here and make the same mistake over and over and over again, and expect a different result and never go practice? I was like, I'm just gonna take a couple months. It's hot down in Texas, very, very extremely hot, too hot, and so I'm just gonna go practice for a couple months and then get back to the game.
Well, let's start the practice today on the putting greens.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Will you make 3 out of 7 putts?
Sure.
Here, can you bring the guitar over here, too?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a new putting method.
should strap the guitar on his back.
Left hand low or?
Hey, we'll return this to you after you putt.
You got the big tall putter like the 60-year-old guy.
Should he putt with the guitar? Should he?
Don't do it, Park. Don't do it. That'll age you 30 years.
You need a putter.
You need a putter over here, Parker.
Are we missing a ball?
That Parker still on the guitar?
Is there a good roller rink in town? Just wanted to do that.
Sorry, what?
What?
A roller rink?
Skating rink?
No, I think they got rid of those.
Is that a skating rink?
I don't think there is a skating rink in Indy. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. My uncle Johnny and my Aunt Patty are actually skating every week.
Like the choreograph?
rolling
On
Yeah,
ice
it's-
or
No, roller.
Oh, yeah. Roller.
That's sweet.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll get a video of my uncle like
I mean, there might be.
Mayweather.
They got to
Yeah,
have
it's
a
like
skating
Mayweather.
rink here somewhere.
somewhere in Indy there's a skating rink. I
There
would
might
assume.
be. We don't know about it,
I would
but
assume there's something. Do you skate or blade?
I like to skate.
Really? You got the 4 wheels.
You got the quads.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right, you got 6 balls over there. What is it a good number you think here?
Out of the 6.
Yeah, putting this way. Actually, maybe you should.
Putting which way?
Maybe you should.
No.
Should he turn and face that way so that the camera could get? No, you should putt towards this close hole here.
On this side.
Yeah, but you should be on this side too. I think it's the straightest putt.
The other side of the.
there you go, right there.
Well, can we get a couple practice?
No.
No. Yeah, you
It's
get
not
6.
that hard.
You get 6 total.
It's going to bend left a little bit.
How many do you think?
Yeah, just a little bit. I would play it right edge.
I thought it broke right.
What do you,
It break
Hey, how many out of the 6?
what do you think? Hold on, no. Hey, sandbagger.
That was a good little strong.
Thank you. Is this thing bent a little bit? You make that for yourself, or is that because of how strong you are? Strong-willed.
Whoa.
What was that, Corey?
A little sauce on that.
Lenny Kravitz over there?
All right, so how many do you think?
3, 2.
3 out of 6.
That's aggressive.
What do I do?
He'll easily make 3. Come on.
7, normally 7 balls.
The other ball is in
Oh,
the
it's in
far
that
cup
cup.
there.
Oh, we got
Oh, you grab that 7th ball?
Out of here.
yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yes.
No, we got a greenskeeper.
Yeah.
No, he said, did someone send it to
We
us?
also got a couple par 3s in the back for you to.
You should get one of those greens that move. You ever seen those greens that like move and change?
Yeah, $45,000. Yep.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
What's that, pal?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a couple back. It doesn't look anything like his, but we got a couple in the
nicer.
field.
And they're great.
They're nice.
They are fantastic. All right, here's the deal, Parker. Out of those 7 balls, if you're able to make 3 of them, we'll give 25 people $500 going into this incredible weekend. You're sold out in Indianapolis. $500.
25 people, 500.
Bingo. $12,500 on the line here. All you got to do is bury 3 putts out of 7. He's got 2 chains on, some sunglasses, a sick presidential Rolex, a bracelet, and he's got boots that cost
$3,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCollum.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bit of a knee knocker.
You
All
gotta
right,
slow it down
so
a little
you
bit.
get 2 out of 6. We will two out of these next 6.
Hit a house.
We'll give 25 people.
Gain a lot of information on that point.
Nice.
There it is.
Oh, he's sandbagged. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's literally
I
what he
see it
does.
now,
Okay, you
yeah.
got to do 3. Yeah, you got to make 2 more. You're going to have to make 2 more here. And if you do, 25 people win $500 on this summer hangout. Parker McCollum, Feel Good Friday.
It's a good grip.
Got to go to a 4 here. He's got a nice stroke. He's holding a Scotty Cameron, agent. Scotty Cameron.
He looks like a golfer.
Living in a sea of freeway.
Oh, no.
Rolling that shit left.
Are you blaring music on the golf course?
No, I hate music on the golf course. Obviously, Pat doesn't want you to let's get your $500.
No, I want people to win. 25 people, $500. He's got to go 2 or 3 here. And all of a sudden, we got him. Oh, almost a bank shot would have been the first time in the Thunderdome. So if he goes 2.
I'll tell you what. I'll give all 25 people $1.
Nice.
If I complete this task of making these 2 putts.
Okay, that's very nice. So,
$501.
yeah, so it's 25 people, $501. $500 from us, $1 from Parker McCollum, and it doesn't matter. Can he make 2? That's the question now.
We'll see.
Can he go 2 for 7 in Thunderdome golf heaven?
Oh, nice.
This guy isn't bad, but there's 25 people saying, way to go, Parker. Way to go, pal. Yeah. 2 or 7, not bad. Hey.
Pretty sure that putting green's rigged. Thank you for the day.
That's not rigged.
I believe it is. I don't know if that helps you with your putting.
Sound like Michael Cole. Right?
You ever held a guitar that nice?
Yeah. Is that the nicest guitar you've ever?
Yeah.
I've never been around this nice people.
That's who?
You're not. It's the internet.
Yeah.
This thing's nice, though.
It's yours. It's as good as yours.
Yeah. Take it.
No, it's good as yours. It's yours.
Dude, what, you don't want
We
something?
bought that for you.
We signed it. We'll sign it.
Nope. Nope. Let's not do that.
Nick will too.
What if Parker signed it?
Nope.
Whoa.
Had a little love, but I spread it thin. Falling in her arms and not again. Made a bad name for my game around town. Tore out my heart, shut it down. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Kind of free, nothing to do, nowhere to be now, and it's all I need. I'm perfectly lonely, I'm perfectly lonely, yeah. I'm perfectly lonely, yeah, because I don't belong to anyone, and nobody belongs. It's the way, it's the way, it's the way that I want it.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it?
It's the way, it's the way, it's the way that I want it.
Yeah, you're damn right, Parker.
That's the way, it's the way, it's the way that I want it.
Get snapping, boys.
That's the way, that's the way, that's the way that I want it.
Wow, that was really good. That was really good. Hey, thank you, man.
Unbelievable.
Guitar's yours.
Thank you.
Guitar's yours. That was really good. AJ, where were you with the snaps, asshole?
I was there. I was a bit delayed. I didn't want to mess up his timing. Like he said, I pay attention.
All right, we're going to put that up for a Grammy, try to win one. We
Yeah,
appreciate
sure.
you.
Yeah.
We are lucky to do this. We can't thank Parker enough for hanging out all damn day. To all the boys in the back, great work. To the boys on stage, it's an honor. Pac-Man, great to see you, brother.
Sir.
Good luck with everything you got cooking. And AJ, phenomenal work, buddy, this week. Way to go.
Great work. Great work, guys.
I'm going to miss you guys the next couple of weeks, okay? Let's remember
Likewise,
that. Let's
same.
enjoy the hell out of this life. We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. And when we're back, we're going to be incredibly thankful to be talking sports yet again into these microphones, saying dumb things, hopefully to entertain you, distract you, and maybe make your life a little bit better. Be a friend, tell a friend. Something nice. It might change their entire life. We're in this thing together. Hey, Parker. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.